The views expressed on Talk Real Solutions, hosted by Tyrone Thompson at talkrealsolutions.com, are the views of Tyrone Thompson and do not reflect the views of talkrealsolutions.com, YouTube, or etc. The content here belongs to Talk Real Solutions and its many contributors. Views and opinions expressed by all contributors belong to them and not talkrealsolutions.com or Tyrone Thompson, the host, or etc. All data and information provided on the site is for informational purposes only. Talk Real Solutions makes no representations as to accuracy, completeness, correctness, suitability, or validity of any information on this site and will not be liable for any errors, omissions, or delays in this information or any losses, injuries, or damages arising from its display or use. All information is provided on an as-is basis.
All right. Welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and every time I do this, I don't know if I'm talking or not. Let me see. Hold on for a second. Am I on? Yeah, I think I'm on. One more second. Okay, yeah, I think I'm on. Yeah, welcome to the show. This is Talk Real Solutions, and I am your host tonight, Tyrone Thompson. I want to thank you for tuning in. Today is May the 2nd, 2024. And like I do every week, I will invite you to join the conversation. Yeah, there we go. All right, so I'm just making sure that I'm on, because I start talking for about 30 minutes and I realize I'm not on. So, okay, so yeah, welcome to the show. If you want to join the conversation, all you have to do is call the number at 717-908-1834, and I'll get you on the line here, and you can talk about whatever your heart desires. Y'all know how we do over here. We normally talk about, trending topics or politics or whatever, and you have free reign to bring up any subject that you want to. The only thing I ask is that you try to not talk over people, and you try not to say things that's going to get my channel nick on it. So we'll just go forward. What's up, MJ and Jermaine? We'll just go forward like I normally do, rambling on about whatever. And then I know y'all gonna get some good information because y'all can't help it. You cannot help it. No, honestly, I don't have a topic like I always do. Let me click on this unknown caller. Who is this? Just wants to talk so fast. Hello?
Yeah. I want to get you started, Tyrone. Get you started.
Oh, good, man. Because I normally don't. I don't normally have nothing to talk about. I just start rambling. But go ahead, man. What's up?
Well, I want to start off on a good foot. I don't trust very many white people, but Joe Biden has got a big kudos for me getting the marijuana moved down to a Schedule 3 drug, taking it off the Schedule 1 list. And, I didn't vote for him for that. I voted for him for the pandemic issue, which he solved. But, man, if this white man gets marijuana moved to a Schedule 3 drug, takes it off the Schedule 1 list, I got to give some kudos on that. I was just going to drop that on you, Tyrone.
Now, is that an executive order? Is that like a law, or what is it?
I'm not quite clear on it, but that's what they're trying to get them to. That apparently is supposed to be happening. It's supposed to be something that's in the works. It's going to be taken off the Schedule 1 status, which that's the reason why they never legalized it in the first place. And Negroes was going to jail like a son bitch over marijuana possession and shit like that, because marijuana was always scheduled as a narcotic.
Now, let me ask you this. Now,
go ahead.
Do you think, Mama's boy, because you know how they is now, and we all have doubt in the system. Do you think that this is because it's a political season, that they know that there's a lot of recreational drug user out there, that they trying to wave this in people's face so they can show
I
up
don't
at
have
the
a
polls?
doubt in my mind, Tyrone. It's because it's a presidential election year. I have no no not a, not a question in my mind. That's why he's seeing it.
Yeah, because it may be a scheme. It may be a scheme while you while you handle your reclassified Schedule 1 over there. I'm messing
Yes,
with
sir.
you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'm messing
Well, see,
with you.
my thing is, I don't even know if it's going to happen or not. That's why I was saying, if Joe Biden get that done, bro, it's going to be hard to beat that man. It's going to be hard to beat that man.
Well, yeah, I just found the article on MSNBC on NBC News site. But go ahead. I ain't mean to cut you off.
What I was gonna say is if they list the marijuana as a Schedule 3 drug, means that they could do research on it, and most likely it's gonna be, legal all over the damn country, because they can when it's like that. But that's it. I just wanted to get you started, black man.
Yeah, I'll dip my toe in that in a minute. But here's the article. Well, I guess I'll do it right now since it's up here. But here's the article. It says the Biden administration planned to reclassify the marijuana and ease in restrictions nationwide. Cannabis is currently classified along with drugs like heroin and LSD. The administration is expected to reschedule it in a category to include steroids and Tylenol with codeine. So, I mean, that's a big step because marijuana is not as dangerous as LSD and heroin. And if you're putting it in, it's still in the wrong category, but you can move forward because Tylenol with codeine is pretty damn strong. It ain't no damn joint, but you you don't want to be on Tylenol with codeine. And then
no, you don't.
Yeah, but they still trying to hold on to that marijuana is dangerous. It seemed like, and then it says the Biden administration will take historic steps towards easing federal restrictions on cannabis, with plans to announce an interim rule soon reclassifying the drug for the first time since the Controlled Substances Act was enacted more than 50 years ago. 4 sources with knowledge of this decision said the Drug Enforcement Administration is expected to approve the opinion by the Department of Health and Human Services that the marijuana should be reclassified from the stricter Schedule 1 to the less stricter Schedule 3. It would be the first time in the U.S. government has acknowledged its potential benefits of marijuana, medical benefits of marijuana, and begin studying them in earnest. So the Attorney General Merrick Garland submitted a rescheduling proposal. So that's what I wanted to do. Is I wanted to see if this was a law or this was the executive action or whatever. But if they're rescheduling, basically reclassifying a drug, that's not a law. It's just that
that's not a law.
Yeah. It's just that that's where it's going to be from now on. So I guess if the next administration wanted to, they can reclassify that drug. But why would you do that? Yeah. So I guess that's good. That's good. So I'll give him a heads up with that. I don't smoke, of course, but I don't think that people should be disciplined the way the United States disciplined, especially our community, with marijuana. That's ridiculous. And they target us because it is a crime, and this country has a infatuation with locking black people up for anything, and that's one more reason for them to go after our community.
Well, Tyrone, traditionally, there's always been more things against the law for a black man and woman than it was for a white man and woman.
Right.
I mean, hell, a lot of these laws were based on the fact that it was for black men and women and not white women and men. So marijuana was just, when you do the knowledge, when you do the history on marijuana, this ain't, this ain't the first time that they've ever used marijuana to lock people up. I mean, just go back to the tax stamp that they said you had to have, back in the 30s. You had to have a tax stamp if you possessed over, I think, a pound or ounce of marijuana. And a lot of Mexicans was coming over here with that weed, and they would go down to get the tax stamp and come to find out there ain't no stamp. They just gonna stamp your ass up out the country. They gonna confiscate your weed and kick you out of here.
Well, yeah, I
Because
mean, you're pointing out something important because the drug laws clearly is racist, and they targeted certain demographics when they did make those laws.
Absolutely, Tyrone.
So, and I remember, seeing a couple of stuff on marijuana where they wanted to say that black people or Mexican people, whenever they got high, then they just lost their mind and they went insane. They had all these psychedelic crazy reactions, and they went out and raped only white women.
That's an old trope. That's an old trope, Tyrone.
Yeah. So and
I heard that one. I heard that when I was little. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and now that people have been using using marijuana, they see it's not, it's not dangerous like people was putting you in the mind it would be. They were just wanting to scare you for some reason. And most of that stuff come from the religious, right? Y'all know me. I put it where it belongs. And
I agree with you.
all of this is, because in religion you're not supposed to indulge in all kinds of stuff, and of course drugs is going to be against their doctrine. So, and then they make laws in this country. We're not supposed to be a country guided by religion, but they make laws in this country based on religion, and that's what they did in part with this marijuana law. And it was based on racism. So, yeah, I'm glad.
Well, that one judge ruled on IVF down there with religious connotation.
Yeah,
remember
that's exactly where that came from. Yeah, Roe v. Wade, IVF, all that stuff. When DeSantis is down there banning books, all of that shit is based in religion. Everything that you see in politics now, the right wing has got a control of the religious right, and they're using those people to push their agenda through politics. As a matter of fact, if you just think about it, just think about what Donald Trump just did. He just released a Trump Bible, right? With the Constitution in it and the Declaration of Independence. That is blasphemy. That is blasphemy. You can't degrade that book. You can't add pages to it. We had long conversations on TRS about how sacred the Bible is, and you ain't supposed to do jack to it. You're barely even supposed to mark in it or whatever, right? But now you selling a Bible that you adding doctrines of war basically into, because that's what the Constitution is. It tells you how to run your military and all that kind of bull crap. You're not supposed to add that in your damn Bible. But that's what they do. And people aren't, when I was talking about religion and how dangerous it was a long time ago, people was frowning their face and saying, it ain't gonna happen. Why don't you just mind your business and you mind your business and we'll get along just fine? But no, look what happens when religions enter the government. But I digress, because I know how people is. But this marijuana thing, Joe Biden, if it's not only political, and he's going to get some votes based on this, but what the Democrats need to do is go ahead out there and push this message. They need to go ahead out there and let people know that this is on the table. And I don't know, you heard anything about if this thing passes mama's boy, about if they're going to be in relief for people who's incarcerated already or anything like that?
Well, apparently Joe Biden's already signed some shit fixing that, about people that the people that he had arrested in 90s, he's letting them out. So I don't know if that constitutes fixing your mistakes. Maybe not in black people's eyes, but I mean, it's the movement is correcting your mistake. I mean, whether you like it or not. I mean, if he put a lot of people in jail and now he realized he fucked up and he's letting all those people out, I don't know, but hey, that's why we have a show for people to come and express their views. But Biden's already continuing the same shit Barack was doing with that disparity and people being locked up under marijuana all those years and letting people out. I seen some black girl. I either heard her on the news. It escapes me right now, Tyrone, but it was a young black girl that was locked up under marijuana charges. Maybe she was with somebody who had weed or whatever. One of those situations, but she was repping Biden, talking about, that's how she got out.
So I think that this country need to examine all of those people that they locked up just for simple drug charges, simple possession, and all that kind of crap. And I know they're not going to compensate those people, but something needs to be done because they locked up these people, and they really didn't need to be in jail. They ruined their lives. They put this shit on their record, and now they got criminal convictions. And there's a whole lot of people that got ruined like that. You can't get a job because of that and all that kind of crap. And it's just marijuana. That's what always messed with me. It's just a plant. When I was able a while back, I just wanted to see what all the fuss was about. So you get a seed, you grow it, and whenever it blooms, you don't have to do crap to it.
No.
And then
just have to keep bugs off of
it. Yeah, keep the little mites off of it. You don't do crap to it, and you let it dry out, and that's it. So I'm like, why in the world is they illegal? They making it illegal a plant? And what they should be doing, if somebody use it irresponsibly, then that person should be held accountable, just like they do with alcohol. So I don't. I mean, I get it. There's probably the company, the corporations and the money and the government that's trying to make money off of people, sucking every dime out of their population that they can by criminalizing everything. But it just never made sense to me why you would. I don't understand why any drug is illegal. And I'm sorry to say, if you, I know people gonna say, oh, that's extreme. But if you ain't responsible enough to do things, to not harm yourself, you shouldn't do them. I mean, I know we got some crazy people out there, and that's why you should bring you should bring the mental institutions back, right? But man them with people who's going to provide the adequate medical care and help those people out, not just throw them in there and have them, like they used to be, because I heard those things were just horrific. People was getting abused up in there and they weren't getting taken care of. But if you're going to have institutions, then you need to run them like they're supposed to be run, or they're intended to be run. But yeah, if everybody could just, if you can drink freely, because alcohol is worse than marijuana, and you got a liquor store on every corner. You can go in there and buy liquor anytime you want to. And if you can look at the mentality in society when it comes to alcohol, right? Now that everybody's able to get it, it ain't secret no more. You don't see people running up there and just buying liquor and getting drunk and just drunk everywhere and all that. You don't see that. People are being responsible. Some people are being responsible. And the people that's not being responsible with alcohol, they get held accountable, And it's unfortunate that whenever you have things like DUIs and people getting killed in those situations, that's not a good thing, But does that mean you're going to outlaw alcohol again? No, you're not. But I ain't never heard nobody getting killed for marijuana. I just haven't heard that yet. And if I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. Sarge came on here lying one time about saying that they lacing marijuana with fentanyl. And he said that was the danger in the country. And I was like, what are you talking about, man? I don't.
It was that border shit. It was that border shit, Tyrone. He was trying to tie it to fentanyl coming across the border, nigga.
I kind of questioned me if he even knew what weed was. I was like, do you even know what it is? They put what? You don't have to put fentanyl in marijuana. You know, you just don't. I mean, if people, there may be some people doing it, and I don't know because I'm not out there in that life like that. But
No way, Tyrone. Not this day and age. Maybe 20 years ago. Maybe 15 at the being generous. But the weed that's being produced now doesn't have to be sprayed with something else. It's coming out super potent because growing techniques, more people using them, more people doing it. I mean, the more you do something, the better you get at it. So no, ain't nobody doing no weed like that unless it's the government trying to kill some folks.
yeah, I mean, I just look. I don't even know what the hell fentanyl is. I just hear it all the time, but it looked like it's pretty potent, and
Yeah.
you don't need
And
that much of it.
you know what's so funny, Tyrone? All these, okay. I was led to believe as a youth that the street drugs were not the same drugs that they give you at the hospital. You see what I'm saying? Now, as time went on, I found out different. But it's amazing. All these drugs that we mentioned that we having problems with, doctors prescribe this shit. You know that, Tyrone.
Right.
Doctors will give a
Well, I
damn
told y'all
patient.
that's the whole reason that we was in Afghanistan. You know,
yeah.
there is, and just sitting here on BTR discussing it that time, it made no sense why we was in Afghanistan. There was no territory to be won. There was no government to change. We wasn't trying to install anything, or so the only thing that was in Afghanistan is the poppy fucking fields, and the only thing that was happening around the same time is this country was getting addicted to these opioids and stuff, you know, and now they got an opioid epidemic in white America. And that's what was going on, is that they was collecting those drugs and processing it. Pharmaceutical companies was getting a hold of it, and they was legally prescribing them to their patients. And that's where the addiction come from. People can argue with me all they want to, but that's what happened. So yeah, you right, mama's boy.
You spit it, Tyrone. Spit that, Tyrone. Exactly what happened.
And we just left Afghanistan for no reason. Did we win the war? No. Did we gain any territory? Is there any governments turned over? No. So I don't know if they got a deal with Afghanistan, but you know, people are still getting opioids. There's still an addiction problem. And I don't know, maybe the pharmaceuticals company worked out some type of transaction to where they're able to get, you know, their product now without having to go to war to get it, you know, and that's normally what happens. In history, that's what happens. You go to war and then you take some shit, you fight about it and all that kind of stuff, and then you make an agreement and everything is smooth. And then
I got an idea, Tyrone.
Go ahead.
How long was we over there? Just
shit, about 10 years, I guess. Over 10 years.
I'm thinking we was there more than 10. But I'll run with your 10. I'll run with your 10. Now, to my understanding, from folks that I know went to Afghanistan, some of them transported opium back on the helicopter that they came back on. Now, about 10 years of that, you might have enough stock to where you don't need to be in Afghanistan anymore.
Right, but you're looking at the pharmaceutical companies stockpiling their stuff. You know,
this is what I'm saying. You know, some of my military brothers told me about it. You know, they came back. They was bringing opium back with them when they had to get on the helicopter to get up out of there. So I'm thinking, okay, well, if you've been pulling opium out of Afghanistan for 10 years, maybe it is time to get out of Afghanistan. You done stole enough. You don't need to have no, you know, you got enough that you done took. You don't need Afghanistan for a while.
Well, I get what you're saying, but I'm thinking more along the line that they established some type of supply chain to where they're going to constantly they're going to constantly be getting resupplied. They don't need to occupy that land for the warlords or whoever is in charge of it.
I actually think George Bush wanted to go in Afghanistan for like a drug robbery, basically. Like a big drug lord wants to get in on the opium, and the big drug lord over there said, "No, you're gonna pay like everybody else." And Bush said, "Nah, we'll take it." And he ran out of time. You know, he ran out of time.
Well, yeah, that was kind of ambitious of a American president to try to just go
Just go his
somebody
ass over there, just willy nilly, right?
Yeah, you can't do that. I mean, you can look at all the trouble Russia's having with Ukraine. You just can't go take people land, even though they're small and all that kind of stuff. So that was kind of stupid. I think that's what they had in mind in Desert Storm too. They were gonna go take their oil. You know, that wasn't gonna happen.
Take their oil and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't know, but this country has got a drug problem, but at least there's an election coming up, and Joe Biden is I hope this thing just don't be one of these things to where we talk about it, and then next time people are still getting in trouble.
It don't happen.
Yeah, for the same dumb shit. Because that's crazy. And you
got a point, Tyrone, and there's always me and you both know there's always gonna be bureaucracy in the way all the time, because now the playing field is way different. It was already bad before, but now you got terroristic Republicans running around.
Right.
Ain't no telling what the fuck's gonna happen.
Exactly. So and the only thing is the election is coming up. So the next administration, if it does change parties, then what we talking about now could just be up in smoke, that's a pun, I guess. I made a pun.
Hey, nah, up in smoke like that shit I just got through smoking.
But yeah, I mean, the way politics are nowadays is just ridiculous. This country ain't going forward no more. I don't get it. I mean, we just stagnant. Yeah. We just stuck. There's nothing going on. Well, I ain't gonna say there's nothing going on.
It's just internally shit is happening. Mm-hmm. America's transforming on the inside. And it's not gonna go away anytime soon. White people's birth rate ain't changing.
Yeah, because I don't understand how they can let just one man, and I know it's Donald Trump got puppet masters behind him, but I don't understand how they could just bring this country to a standstill. I believe they're trying to break this damn country,
I always said, Tyrone, they'll give it away before they let a nigga get it.
Well, and the chances of that happening is slim to none. I mean, to me, I'm just thinking logically. Yeah, we'll gain more freedoms and more power and get more money economically and all that kind of stuff if everything ran smooth. But as far as taking over, that ain't gonna happen. That ain't gonna happen no time soon. They're gonna always hold on to the government and the keys to the damn house.
So, see. I get what you're saying, Tyrone, but I've been raised around this white man so long, I can't help but think like the white man. And the white man's version is to not let you get an inch.
Right.
And so the way I see it is we'll have influence without the white man here. And they don't want that.
Yeah, because every little bit of progress, it doesn't matter what it is or who it comes from. They try to tear it down.
They stomp that shit, that shit out, burn that shit up.
Every little bit of progress, everything that positive happens in the African American community, they always try to turn it to a negative. And the funny thing is, they turn around and try to use it for themselves. And I mean, it's apparent to me that that's exactly what they do. They use our tactics, and then they demonize it when we do it. You see, you can look at the January 6th protests and see that that's what they was trying to do, was imitate black people protesting. They went a little far. They went a lot of far, because that's how we made progress in this country. That's what the civil rights movement was about. There was a whole era that was documented in history with black people out there in the streets wearing out their damn shoes and getting things done with civil disobedience. You know, and that's what they tried to do with the Tea Party and the January the 6th, but they always, I
Go
don't
too
know.
far.
Yeah.
They go too far away, and that's that white privilege. You know, that's the residue of having white privilege for so fucking long.
Mm-hmm.
Shit that you think is natural because you the white man
Mm-hmm.
is a little overboard if
Yep.
you're a normal man.
Yep. And that, that's why I titled the show, "All You Have to Do Is Comply." That's what they tell black people. That's what they tell black people all the time. When you see the police abusing us, when you see things that just go wrong in these videos, that's what you see in those comment sections from the racists. All you have to do is comply. Then just fucking comply. That's what they need to tell Donald Trump, sitting up there in that damn courtroom right now, getting charged with all those crimes, or with Stormy Daniels. Just comply, because now, because he's not complying with the damn law. He's not listening to the judge. He's not complying to the judge. He's facing gag orders. He's facing possible jail time. He has to pay $9,000 because he can't comply. The simple shit that they tell us to do. You watching this man, the leader of the Republican Party, not have the ability to comply. So that shows you, even when they're responding to the abuse in our community, like they do with those silly ass words about just comply, it's
Mhm.
meaningless. It's meaningless, because they
Well,
don't know how to.
that judge finally gave Donald Trump the speech that everybody gets when they go to the court the first time.
Mm-hmm.
And he finally told him, but he said it to Donald Trump in such a way. I'm paraphrasing, but it's to the effect of, this little $9,000 ain't shit to you, you know. So, you know, and I'm mandated to only charge you $1,000. I can't charge you no more. If I could, I charge you 150 grand, but
Mm-hmm.
I can't. He said, so, jail time might be the only thing that works for you, you know. And I'm paraphrasing, obviously,
No,
but
I
it's
get
the
what you're saying.
first time this man's ever heard the word jail from a damn judge come out of their mouth towards him. We'd have got that shit first day. Me and you, Tyrone, first day, nigga. Look,
Yeah, and it's
fuck up one
amazing to
time,
me.
you up in
It's
here.
amazing to me to watch this process, right? And see that this guy has clearly violated the law to put him in that position, because they had to choose a jury, they had to get a judge, he had to get some defense, and he's in a legal system accused of a crime. First time ever for a president or ex-president. And it's amazing to me how these people just stick by him. Elisa, what's up? Welcome to the show.
Peace, sister Lisa.
Hey guys, hey mama's boy. Oh, real quick,
I got it
mama.
started for you, sis. I got it started for you.
This, let me say this quick to you. You and Tyrone would have been arrested the first day. Me
Oh
as
yeah.
a black woman, I'd have got arrested the second day.
Yep.
So, I just want to add that. You all were saying something about white people. That's why I called in a little early, because I wanted to chime in on that. And about, it seems as though they're trying to tear down the country or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember, y'all remember Black Planet? Y'all
Black
remember
Planet,
Black
yeah.
Planet? I think it was, yeah. And people used, and it was always the same fear, and I think that's where they got that name from, fear of a black planet. This has always been my opinion. White people, they have a phobia about that. As we all know, a phobia has a lot of mixed up things. uh, unrealistic fears. With people, that's basically phobia. Like certain things, you might be scared of a roach. A roach can't help you, hurt you, and that's what mainly phobias are. It's a mixture of unrealistic fears and different. It's a whole bunch mixed in with that, and that's part of what they go through. They would like a child. A, when you give a child like a toy, and they don't want to share, some children will tear it up because they don't want others to share in it. They would rather for it not to exist, and they would rather to tear it down to the ground so other people can't take part. And part of that is they have unrealistic fears, unrealistic things of something that's going to happen. Now, as far as the United States, and if we were to still hold to it's the most powerful, most this, the most richest, all that, if we still hold to that, their fear, if we were to take control or we were, and that's not going to happen because there's too many. Our numbers are small here in the U.S. Not on the planet, but on the U.S. In the U.S., we don't have the capital. We do not have what do you call it? We do not have family wealth. We don't have wealth. We know that was by design. So you have to have some wealth. You have to have some capital to be able to be ruling class. And our community just doesn't have it. So that's an unrealistic fear of theirs. But they still fear it.
Right.
They still fear that. And so, yes, they would prefer to tear it down than not share. They would prefer to it just all go to hell than, to allow others, and not just us, but other than white, they would prefer for it they just prefer it not to exist or to tear it down. And that's what we talk about. People vote or people do things against their own best interest. And just as like you take white women, they will vote along with them for the racial superiority. They're used to pedestal sitting. Can't blame them that because their men put them on the pedestal. That's what you're supposed to do. And they vote against their own best interests. And they're too stupid. They don't want to see that their men is trying to take that back now. They're trying to take that back. They're trying to take it back. And instead of, I was talking about this with someone the other day. White women, their old counterparts, them old suffragist women that was in them white that would not allow the black women to really take part back in history. They would not allow them to take a true part. They just wanted them to come up behind, walk up behind, just for the numbers, and Ida B. Wells checked that, and she was like, "No, we're not going to support this because these women are not true. They're not true." So, and white women know the fighting and the suffering and some deaths and whatever else that their women went through to get them to vote, what their women went through to get them to have some type of opportunity in the workplace, to get them to have some type of equality moving forward where they can have agency over themselves, and that you don't have to get married and have a family in order to exist. You can have agency over your own self. And with so many other countries where the women are still beat down, and you don't see that they're coming for y'all too. And if white women who outnumber white men were to get with the rest of the people and try to get with the rest of people to straighten things out, because the country is not we the people anymore. I don't know if it ever really was, but it definitely is not now. The country is being run by, like I said this last week, by PACs, interest groups, lobbyists, and they're what's running. All of our politicians, both sides, are bought and paid for to do their bidding. A certain percentage of the people who got all the wealth, they're running things. It's not we the people anymore. And if they were to vote for their best interest and get with those who want it to be equality and for the people, we could become the people, and the people could take this country and make it do what it's supposed to do. But white women will not stand with that. They still prefer to be on that pedestal. And too many of them, I'm not going to say a majority, I'm going to go ahead and say it. A majority of them will still vote for white male patriarchy. And they could help end a lot of this stuff if they wanted to, but they choose not to. Just like when we had the Women's March, when Trump was president. Y'all remember that big old Women's March they had down on the mall here in D.C.?
Mm-hmm.
And I saw some black women. They were there. Yes, we'll take part in it. Women's rights and this and that. But there was a couple of black women walking around with signs saying, y'all not the suffragists anymore. We're not the black women that were, during the Jim Crow, fresh out of slavery, past Reconstruction. We're not them anymore. We see you. And they had signs saying, yeah, but remember now, we're here with them for women's rights. But remember, white women voted heavy for Trump. Y'all remember this now. While we're here with this solidarity march, do not forget who you're trying to ally with. They voted heavy for Trump. And I was very proud of the black women with them T-shirts on, black T-shirts on, and with sisters on the back and stuff like that. Yeah, we with them. We all about the rights. But do not forget, white women voted heavy for Trump. This was supposed to be their thing. Hillary was going to be the first woman president. She was supposed to break the glass ceiling. It was supposed to be, we are women, hear me roar. Not enough of them voted for her. They still stood beside white male patriarchy. Remember that, black women. Don't y'all let these people pull the wool over. Get with them, get what you can. But remember, they still went against their own suffrage movement. Maybe not them at the march, but overall they did. So I agree with them. They would rather destroy it than allow everybody to partake in it. That's how I've always looked at it. And a lot of people don't understand why this thing we call racism and supremacy is never going anywhere, because they're gonna uphold it. And that's how I look at what's going on right now. It's crazy. A lot of craziness going on right now, and it's getting worse. But they would rather tear it down to the ground than have everybody take part. They would rather tear it down to the ground than allow women to be standing alongside equal and everybody getting some. Mm-hmm. That's how I see it. That's how I see it.
Let me see who this unknown caller is. Who's this unknown caller?
What's going on?
Hey, what's up, Jay? But listen, let me say this before you go, Jay. There is some historical fact to what Miss Elisa is saying about them at all costs not allowing black people to progress. And while she was talking, I was trying to find that quote from J. Edgar Hoover about there will never be another black Messiah unless we create them. Now, in the movie Judas and the Black Messiah, I think it's just a better quote, but I'm just letting you know this is coming from the movie, okay? It's not J. Edgar Hoover. It says, the Black Panthers are the single greatest threat in our nation's security. Our counterintelligence program must prevent the rise of a Black Messiah from amongst their midst. But the actual quote that I found was, here it is right here, is J. Edgar Hoover said, there will never be another Black Messiah unless we create them, which means, unless they create that token, they're going to tear down everything. They're not going to allow, and this is the government. This is the federal government. Mm-hmm. They're not going to allow progress in our community. And you've seen that in their actions whenever they was wiretapping Martin Luther King and following Medgar Evers, and they actually went in on Huey and the Black Panthers and murdered them and all. I mean, you've seen that what we're talking about is not just we're not just throwing stuff in the air whenever we talking about how white America treat black people. There's history behind it, but I don't know. It's just frustrating because it never changes. It's always the same conversation.
Nope.
It's all the way the same conversation, and then you got the invent of these defenders of these people like Sarge and ABC that come on here and try to tell us we're crazy, but you got the historical context right there. But what's up, Jay?
You got it all. You got it all. And people think because too many of our people don't see it and don't care to see it.
Yeah.
Like a black MAGA is the most idiotic contradiction to your own well-being that I have ever seen. A black MAGA. That is just the most idiotic contradiction of a human being I've ever seen.
Yeah, I can't figure it out either, sis. I don't get it. What's up, Jay? What you got, man?
What's going on? Yeah, I mean, to add on what you're saying, I mean, you could say Obama, here we had the president, half black, half white, and they still did everything to, kind of to make it hard for him to make any progress just because it was going to be, his legacy of being, successful in certain things. And, I see it with the speaker, with the minority speaker, the brother from New York, Hakeem Jeffries. Yeah, like in the sense of they would rather look at who's the leader, right? Right now the guy Johnson, and then they had McCarthy. I mean, they will burn their whole shit down and still bring one of their own to submit to something better.
That's a good point.
A black man that has responsibility. Think about it. He's a black man, but yet he's more responsible, right? But that because of this thing, this racism, that they would rather let the house burn down and then say, no, we're going to bring another dummy on here, but we're not going to let y'all rule because it's symbolic. It's an egotistical thing. It's racism. I mean, it's just crazy the mindset, and it's happening with this country. Instead of educating, fixing up these urban communities, if you want to say, in predominantly black communities, fixing it up in different ways, putting all the resources that need to be done to educate, programs, to elevate and empower them, which empowers this country. But they say, no, leave the hood the way it is, let them kill each other, and not thinking that affects this country as a whole. It hurts your white ass too. And I don't think they're rather, some don't realize it, and some are also conscious of it and would rather let it all burn down because of racism and egotistical, and I would say also, there's this ability of not to be able to produce and feel that you can't do it. So because he can do it, you have this. I would say it's also egotistical racism, but it's something that has to do within, of somebody just being smarter and being able to get the job done. And because, again, he might not be you, might not be your color, you hold this thing. It just, to me, it just is insane. And again, the country is paying for it. This country is paying for it right now as a whole.
Oh yeah, without a doubt, man.
100%. 100%.
Yep.
It's crazy. It's crazy. And Jeffrey, you was talking about Hakeem Jeffries. That dude is so bought and paid for by APEC. He's doing. But they were saying that he has gotten. Damn near, I forgot how many millions. I don't want to quote it wrong, but how many millions he has gotten from them to do their bidding. And then when you hear, it's crazy. It's unrealistic fears. And if you let everybody thrive, this country what it could be, and how far ahead we could be maybe when you call it homogenous countries, that's like you think like Japan and China or something like with this countries and stuff, like how they far ahead of us in technology and with different things like that, because they don't have that to worry about because it's the majority is one race, but because we are a mixture, and instead of this is one thing that Lyndon B. Johnson, I said this last week, was a bigot. Oh, Southern Texas draw, bigot. Use nigga like it was. He was talking about the like Tuesday. Nick, well, I shouldn't. I already said it anyway. But I mean, bigot. But the reason, like when some of his words that he says, is you all, if we don't let up off of some of this stuff, some of this hatred, some of this not allowing and holding back and this and that, the country has to be able to turn. The wheels has got to turn. And in order for the country to move forward and progress, you got to let up off of some of that stuff that is best for the country. And it helps the wheels to turn. And if you can have a bigot that can see, and he got no love for us, will never say he does. But he saw that. In order for progress, we have got to give something. We got to let some of this up. We've got to remove the foot off the neck in order for the country to continue to turn, to continue to move forward with progress. But if you keep this stuff the way how a lot of them Southern Dixie cracks and them people want to keep it, we going to tear it apart. And that's just true. And I'll take it back to another white man. Benjamin Franklin said the same thing, different words, but the same thing after they created the Constitution, Constitution Declaration, the Constitution, all that kind of stuff. After they finally got it together. And he said, because he realized after they put it together, and they was fighting for a long time trying to get it together, they finally came up with that document. And he said, some woman asked him when it was over, what do we got? He said, I think we got us a constitution. I think we got us a country. For however long it lasts. And then they said right after that, he took on a different pseudonym of someone else. And he started writing articles or different things like that in newspapers and stuff. And that's when he turned to his sort of kind of abolitionist, not a head first strong abolitionist, but that's when he kind of got into that. Because he knew they created that and did not include everybody. Not that he was pumping for it to include everybody. But when you create something like that, you do something like that, you're creating a country, and you're setting it all, the whole framework up. And when you start leaving people out, not just us, not just the natives and whoever else, and women, you left women out of it. You didn't make them whole either. Like he said, for however long that thing lasts. And not enough people get it. If you let up off that stuff, if you let people be, let people do, let people grow, that's good for everybody. But them people got a phobia, unrealistic fears, and they hurting themselves.
Right.
And they're not gonna get that, and not in our lifetime. They may never get that. You have some that get it, but not enough gets it. And everything is so systemic that intertwined in everything that we might can't rid it. We might can't rid it of it because it's so intertwined in everything. So it's probably so infested and deep. It is infested deep. You probably can't get rid of it.
Right. When you got people like Sarge invested in it too, when you got your own people adding on to the fire, right? That's a problem. That's a problem.
You know, you can see a problem in that case in New York, right? We know Trump violated the gag order. And if it would have been anybody else, we would have been locked the hell up the first time we did it. But here this guy, He violated it 9 times, clearly, because he got charged $9,000, $1,000 for each one of them, and then they're gonna give him another chance to violate it. So that's where the problem is you got these people in these robes that don't want to do their jobs. They don't want to stand on what they swore in. They raise their right hand to support and defend. Because of what? I don't know what.
Well, they want to make exceptions. They want to make exceptions, and that's where the problem is. And that's why I say, even this ain't going to change until we get more of our people in position of power with the mindset. Of course, doesn't even matter the color, but more people of color, preferably, right? That has the mindset and understands the struggle, and that's willing to go in there, but needs the numbers in position of power with the money investment behind what we was talking about last week. Having the people in position, but supporting. We need to put our money where our mouth is.
Well, I'm saying what y'all was talking about, the structure is just already corroded. It's gone. The institutions are.
I think it's gone.
Yeah.
I think it's gone.
Because you can watch it. You can watch it in live.
Tyrone, I think it's.
Go ahead.
Well, I mean, the
I was gonna say, I think it exists.
Though,
I think it exists. I think it exists the same way it has always existed, especially for brothers and sisters of my ilk.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't work for us. It ain't never worked. It never did. Wasn't intended to. But just to talk about that judge, Tyrone, I want to bang on him, but he knows what can be overturned in appeal. So that judge is moving so Trump can't get that shit. You see what I'm saying?
This is what I've been saying this. I've been saying this since day one. This is what they're scared of. And I don't know why. I say let it happen. They scared if they do something wrong to Donald Trump that white America is going to rebel. They're scared if they lock him up, if they put him in chains, if they send him to jail.
White America ain't gonna rebel though.
I think this judge gonna put him in jail.
I'm telling you.
Listen, white America's not gonna rebel. They're like they say.
Listen. I was a little extreme when I said white America. His base is going to do something.
Okay.
His base is gonna act up.
They scared that Sarge is gonna get his binoculars. They scared that Sarge gonna get his binoculars and get his gun. And ABC is gonna take his horse pills and go.
I'm gonna tell you this. I think more than that. I think that even like that. This is almost like the way Biden is bending over for the Israelis and not trying to tap into. It's almost like they're trying to tread lightly so he don't lose that election. They're also walking on eggshells for certain reasons, and like I don't know, like he's not making a comments on that. If it was the other way around, you know how Donald Trump would have been talking about Biden. I mean, he's talking about him now, saying that he's the one behind the fucking investigation in this case. But what I'm saying is like, I don't know. For some reason, these people are treading light. They trying to give them all the wiggle room possible, so they say when you get banged on, when the shit hit the fan, it's like, listen, we done gave you extra ample shit. People, we don't even give the average person. So all that complaining that you're doing, that we didn't, give you your rights and all that. We overextended ourselves for your ass, and it's shown by this, and we know that other people, the average person, would have been in prison and all this other shit. And I think they're just trying to tread lightly and say, okay, you know what? We're gonna give them we're gonna give them the benefit of the doubt and more as far as the stretch. But there's gonna be a limit, bro. There's a limit to everything, man. Like the gangs, like the big gang shit is, and this is like mafia and everything. There's nobody bigger than the program. The government is a program, is a system. You're not bigger than them. And now if you have the whole government that's with the shit, they gonna move on that. I don't give him that. I believe he has a certain amount of people that will try to move things for him, but they're not. He's not going to win against this system. I think he's going to get hit. I don't know if he's going to do time, but I know that he's not just going to walk away freely. They're going to leave him with some battle scars. I believe so.
I think this judge going to put him in jail, man. If it ain't but
He might.
30 minutes or an hour, I think this judge
the
gonna
judge
do it.
ain't gonna put him in jail. Trump gonna put his
You
dumb
don't
ass.
think so?
Trump gonna put his
I
own
think-
self
If he
in
keep
damn jail.
if he keep playing, listen. Like they said, like I said, there's a limit. He's gonna force the hand. And one thing we got to give Donald Trump not credit, but we acknowledge that he does push the buttons and the boundaries like nobody. And yes, he knows he can get away with it because he's a white orange man. That he's been able to push it to the limit and beyond. But guess what? There's always a limit to everything. There's gonna be an end. There's an end to everything. It's not gonna be a forever thing. He's gonna push way too much, and they're gonna put the brakes on that ass. I see that happening. I mean, now how long is that gonna happen? Remember, this is the first court case. This is the first court case in the first 2 weeks of one of the cases. Just imagine down the line all the cases he's going to deal with and how he acts. You think it's going to be very expensive for him, for sure. I'll leave it there.
Well, see, I'm gonna tell you why I think he may give him some jail time, because he has the option to wait. He can like find him guilty and suspend the sentence to the end of the trial. And I just have a funny feeling he gonna stick him with an hour, 2 hours, a day, something. I just have a funny feeling.
Or detain him, detain him for, like you said, just hold him in contempt and contain him for an hour or two, and then probably not even put him in a cell or anything, and let him go home. But Tyrone, let me say this. Yeah, I agree with you, and I would have agreed with you even more when you said that they are afraid that these people is going to cause a mess if they were to really treat them the way everybody else is treating them. I would have agreed, but there's so much more after I would have agreed with 100% at the time of January 6th. But I don't think I think that has calmed a bit. And
You seen their hand. You seen their hand.
No, what I'm saying is I don't think the people gonna act that way, but I think that they scared to make the decisions because they believe that Trump base is gonna act a certain way.
Yeah, but my thing is, I don't know. I think they just still kind of sort of protected him because he's rich, and as it relates to his base, like people keep saying that half the country supports Donald Trump. That's not true.
No, that's
half
not true.
Half the country will vote for Donald Trump. That's not true.
No.
And here's why. Because everybody who is a voting age 18 on up don't vote. There's a certain portion of Americans that do vote. And if the people who are registered and do vote, if that's kind of split it, let's just say that's split in half, right? Half the voting people who are registered and vote and will vote won't vote for him, but half will. That's not half the country. That's nowhere near that number. It's nowhere near half the country. And then you have to also remember when these trials and these things, he put out a call. So the first trial that he was caught up in with Eugene Carroll, for the people to come to New York and show out, and it was just a couple of dozen people who showed up.
Man,
he did it. He did it for
this.
He did it for this trial. He did it for this trial too, but nobody showed up.
Only a couple of dozen with a sign, and you had more anti-Trump protesters and media there than the people who came out. So I don't think that he can really command like he
don't got it like that. Listen, is a lot of, you know what, I think is a lot of fake flossing, as they say in the hood and all that. Oh, you wearing all this jewelry and it's fake. He pulled one on them. He's pulling one on us, and he's making you think just like the money. He tells you he got a certain amount of money. He really doesn't have that money, but he has some money. So then he could make you think that, the illusion. Yeah, he got people that support him. Yes, there's some people that are willing to go out and kill people. But it's not the numbers that you think. You think that all of America, look, a lot of those people, when the shit hit the fan, they say, I'm going to go to prison? Oh, hell no. I'm not trying to go to jail for this guy. Come on now. Now, there's some people that will.
And it's not even half of America that would do that for him. And it's not even half of the MAGA crew that would do that for him.
They don't even want to do it. Which I'm glad they ain't. Hey, listen, MAGA people, that's exactly what y'all need to do. Sit your ass down. That's what y'all need to do. Don't fucking act up, because you will go to prison.
He really can't. When he
don't got it like
January
that.
6th, not currently he doesn't. And he knows that. And if the powers at be don't know that, then they're silly.
Yeah, but I think that they think that something's going to happen. I want them to do if they're going to do it. I want Sarge to go on out there and do something. I want to see how this country responds.
Even Sarge ain't gonna bust a grape, man. Listen. Dudes, they gotta think about it, right? Especially older people. Listen, older people, they gotta think about it. They got families. The younger people are the ones that really go bonkers. But the ones that are older, maybe don't got nothing going on in their life. Maybe one or two of them, would wild out. But a lot of them, they're thinking about their pension. You think about losing everything. Are you willing to lose everything? Now, some people might do it. There's going to be, out of a crowd, there's always somebody. But you think about that. It's not enough people to take over this country. It's not enough to beat us in the vote legally. Like, come on, man. Like. So I think again, he's pulled one over the veil. Now, not to say I don't think
it will happen either. But I just think that they're being extra cautious because they know he got a riled up base. He got a social media platform. He got a bunch of idiots on his side with guns. I think that.
Smart.
I think that's why that judge is being cautious.
You know what I think is because the world is watching, and what Sister Lisa said is because of the money. It's because he's a person, high-profile person with money. And the way
I think it's a combination of that. I think it's a combination of that, but I don't know. I see this judge setting Donald Trump up. He's slow walking him. He's letting him get away with this and then taking this away. Let him get away with that and takes this away. And it's like he's slowly taking shit away, like shit that he could use for a pill, this for that. And then he's finally going to put that fool in jail. I actually think.
Well, I don't take nothing I don't take nothing away from the judge. I'm just saying that he should have acted sooner on those dang on gag orders, and he should have made it more.
I agree.
He should have did.
He's moving. We're not going back. He's moving strategic.
I think he knows. I think because he knows the whole world is watching him, he's going to make sure he does it. He does it
the right way
to where nobody's got no criticism, except it took him too long, and you can live with that.
Right.
Well, I'm saying whenever he making the decision, he should make it stick. Like some of these 9 times he violated it. One of them should have been jail time.
What happened was
you gotta start from the
no. Hey, Trump did those 9 times all at once.
No, right. So you give him 9,000. It's 9. That's 9,000. That's 9,000.
Yeah, and what happened was they brought it up to the judge, and the judge didn't rule on it for like 2 or 3 days. That's where everybody was getting pissed because they wanted him to rule on it. He put the shit off a week or something. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But in between that time, he did like 5 more, and they getting ready to have a hearing.
They added that up now.
See that shit right there? He should get the clank.
The old saying, you give a fool enough rope, they will hang.
Yeah, to hang.
Well, yeah, I think that's that judge strategy right there. He might.
I think that's
the man is getting. Yeah. Listen, he got his daughter. He's going after the daughter. He's going after the judge. The judge is like, you know what? Don't worry about me. But think about that. You don't think that the judge is getting death threats, and even if it's not going to happen, but he's getting emails, hate mail, and they know who he is, and he's saying all this shit because this guy every fucking day is going out there talking shit that I'm corrupted and this, that, the other. Trust me, some of that feeling is going to go into all the shit that he's doing that he could legally do against him. Think about that. You think that you're going to be, oh, I'm going to treat him nice when he's insulting me, putting me on a target, right? I just told him not to do that. He keeps doing it. I am going to fine him, but I got some other shit coming to him that is going to be on a legal thing. But I can use this because he's opening it up for me. But at the same time, he's targeting me, which makes me feel some type of way, and I'm going to go on my feelings, but I'm able to use the legalization, the system, because you're making it easy for me to do it. So don't think that he's just there like, oh, yeah, you know what, he's white, he's rich, people watching, I'm going to let him get away. No, he says, you know what, I'm going to give him enough rope. He keeps fucking around. There's going to be a limit. I don't care whether he's white or not. That man, that judge, you know how he's dealt with all type of criminals and probably murderers and all type of shit, and they respect him. He's going to say, this guy's going to talk to me the way, all right, I got something for his ass. Yeah, I think there's some shit that we just don't see behind, you know, that's behind the scenes and in his brain, and he's going to move on those things. But I don't know about going to jail. Anything's possible, but I think he's going to start breaking his pocket, and every $1,000 does count. It might not be a lot, but it doesn't matter.
Well, he can't break break his pocket charging him like that.
No, he can't break his pocket, but I actually think I think he threw down the gauntlet and he had to put it out there, or there will be some sort of appeal question. But he said to Trump, you know, I would like to fine you 150 grand, but you know, I can't do that.
I could only.
The state ain't gonna let me do that. Okay.
He told him.
And that's why I said that he can't break him like that.
Yeah, he said, but there is another alternative. You know what I'm saying? And he brought the word jailer. Now you and me both know he ain't gonna stick him in there for no money. But I can see him, you know, at some point saying, that's it. I find you in contempt, but I'm going to suspend your sentence to the end of the trial.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Now, depending on how you behave, depends on how long you stay in jail. And that'll be a good way to keep somebody like Donald Trump, who got, you know, resources to pay, but ain't no resource for a motherfucker checking your behavior at the end of the program. We're just throwing no resource for that. You know?
I wonder if they'll put him in an orange jumpsuit.
Man, that would. I'm thinking some sort of house arrest, Tyrone.
Nah, I don't know. They're giving this guy every break that they can. And
listen, this is a civic class. This is a civic class for everybody alive right now. This is also a class for the government. Also, they learning how to have to deal with the most extreme motherfucker ever that could be a danger. And I'm pretty sure they learning as well. But they know how to deal with them. Because, again, nobody's bigger than the program. This is a system. You think they're going to let one man take over the government and do what he wants? I doubt it. He needs an army of people. I don't think he got those numbers there in government either.
Nah, I mean, Donald Trump, I mean, he's doing what he being Donald Trump. He's doing but he's pushing the system. He's pushing it.
Hey.
He's trying to see how far he can go with this judge. And I don't think this judge is playing around either, but, you know, Donald Trump.
I don't think
he's like one of them sovereign. Listen, he's like a sovereign guy telling them the shit like in court, but remember what's going to happen at the end? It doesn't end well. So he's like a sovereign guy.
It's something about the look on that judge's face, man. Something about the look on that judge's face. When they show his pictures and what he looked like and shit, he looked like one of them sinister ass judges that if you fuck around and piss him off and try to show him up in his court, he gonna slam your ass.
I wish they could have cameras in there.
Yeah, that would be cool, but we'll get that with the blacks, with the sisters in DC. We'll get that with her court next year.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that line up.
Man, I don't think it's gonna happen this year. They still got to pick a jury. Man, you crazy? I don't think it's gonna. Yeah, man, I don't think so, bro. I think it's gonna be funny. after the election because
what
ain't nobody
about,
gonna care about going to court then.
What about all of the evidence that's coming out against Donald Trump with all these witnesses and coming up here testifying to the stuff that he's done? I mean, there's no doubting what these witnesses are saying, and nobody can't put it on. Nobody can't put it on whether that's the Democrats trying to attack him when they're up under oath, telling the truth about their dealings with Donald Trump. He broke the fucking law. He look, Donald Trump. Everything that Sarge accused President Obama of, Donald Trump stole a fucking election. He stole an election because he hid that information from the voting public, and they didn't have a chance to weigh that information before they went to the poll. So he stole an election. So he's a usurper president that really didn't need to fucking be there because he stole the goddamn election, and people need to go ahead and look at it like that because that's what happened. With the assistance for Vladimir Putin, he was hiding information from the people and all of this kind of crap, paying these magazines off to catch and kill stories and all of this kind of crap. I mean, shit, he was a fucking fake ass president. That's what the hell he was, and that's what we've been saying over here. He wasn't no real motherfucking president, and this case proves it. That this guy spent his money paying doormen, McDougal and Daniels and all of these people so they could just be quiet about how fucking sinister and devious and fucking nasty and disgusting he is, and he stole the damn president.
Hey, and he let that Pecker guy let that McDougal girl out of her NDA a couple of months or a month after the election was over with.
Yeah, see, and that's not Michael Cohen. That's somebody that Pecker guy is somebody Donald Trump's friend, and because he's up under oath, and because he might go to jail, he telling the truth about what the hell happened.
Telling the truth.
Yeah,
he telling the truth.
We always saying this years ago, but these Trumpers, they lying. It's the Democrats. Them Democrats.
Sarge right now is gathering up his propaganda, so when he comes on, he got some.
Well, he running.
New
he running. He can't say shit, Jay. There's nothing.
Sarge don't want no smoke, man.
I mean, what can he say? The only thing he can do is get on here and yell like he do. He ain't gonna make no points. What can he say? What kind of defense can you have now? Nothing. I love to hear it. I laugh at it, but what the fuck? They can't say shit about none of them witnesses up there and what's being presented right now. There's no defense for this. Even Fox News, they trying to stretch and defend Donald Trump, but they can't even do it. Did y'all hear that Hunter Biden get ready to go after Fox News?
Yes, sir.
He should.
He got a new lawyer. And they going after their ass. And that lawyer, he got a bad motherfucker too.
And that's another time in history where they was following this damn conspiracy down the road, that they doubled down on it, and now we seeing that the impeachment thing was a bust. All of that was a lie. And now Hunter Biden is actually turning the tables on them and suing them for the fucking lies that they believe. I don't know when the hell these people gonna wake up.
As he should. He should soon.
Hey, that might be why we ain't heard from Sarge in a minute. He don't want to get sued.
But it's just been to sit and watch all of this, and the taxpayers' money has just been plundered and stolen and screwed over, while the House and the Senate did nothing. They did much of nothing. They did no work.
I told y'all they wasn't gonna do nothing. I told you it was gonna be nothing.
Do nothing against what now?
That's what I was saying earlier.
They get nothing done up there.
Oh yeah,
they would rather this country go down.
Yeah, they letting Marjorie Taylor Greene just ruin the damn House of Representatives trying to.
Man, that's one ugly ass bitch, man.
Yeah, there's something
Yeah,
going
she
on.
got some
There's
problems.
something going on with her
I think she got
jawline.
some mental issues.
I
But
don't know what's going
I
on with
mean,
that jawline. She look like
they would
family.
rather this country go
Man,
down the
you ain't
drain.
lying, bro.
She look like a
She got
Family
some
Guy
problems.
character.
She got some problems. She got
Yeah,
some
a
problems.
Family Guy character, nigga. She look like Family Guy, nigga. What?
Yeah, they letting that woman. I don't know. First of all, I don't know what the fuck going on that district in Georgia that they elect that lady, but they just letting that lady tear down Washington D.C. right by her lonesome. You know,
With foolishness.
yeah.
Oh, that's why they sent her up there in the first place, Tyrone. They sent her up there to fuck shit up. Yeah.
And a lot of her people are ignorant anyway, so they don't know one way or the other. They don't really know what's ways up. She just say something and they go along with it. You just think about it. 30 years ago, nobody like that. You could be the most hateful, but you still had to be smart.
There was some type of prestige.
You still had to be.
They were like,
you still had to be.
You know that Washington, you a
had to be
congressman, you a
competent.
senator. You know, you supposed to be proud of that. You know, but
hey, you had to at least be able to walk upright. You know what I'm saying?
You did. And you had
Yeah,
to
but
be
you know what? I think that
competent
they
to
just were
kinda know what
suits.
you're
They were
doing.
dressed in suits, but they were
care.
dumb as fuck too.
Oh, I agree with that, Jay New York.
You
But
know?
like I said,
No,
they at
but
least sent
just
the
think about
motherfuckers
it.
up there that can walk upright. You
But
know
no,
what I'm
listen.
That shit is a facade. Listen, these politicians, I don't take one Republican.
No,
from
but
another
listen,
in the
check this
sense of
out.
what they
I'll
are.
give you an example. You got Jeff Sessions, right? He was a racist. He was a piece of shit. And you got Louis Gohmert. He was a racist. He was a piece of shit. But at least they knew how to walk down the right side of the hall, and then do. You see what I'm saying? Marjorie Taylor Greene just up there showing. She up there showing porn pictures on the House floor and all of this kind of crap.
No, it's not a facade.
Yeah.
But but I say that they a facade in a suit.
Not a facade.
You know what I mean?
I don't think so. They're competent. I'm not gonna say that.
Right.
They're at least competent. They at least
Exactly.
know how government works. 30 years ago, you could have Strom Thurmond. You could have the worst racist, but he was educated and competent. They got
are they competent now?
That's what we're
Bruh,
talking about now.
That's what we talking about, man. We saying
but
at
I'm
least,
saying even
at least them
the
motherfuckers.
old wing.
Look,
The old
at
wing
least
competent too.
Nah, the version of Republican that you getting up there can't even push the red button, the yellow button, and the green button in sequence.
There you go. And I have a perfect example. What was the football player that the people had to come out in force to make sure he doesn't get that Senate seat? The football player.
Herschel Walker.
Talking about Herschel Walker?
Not Hirsch, not the Hirsch.
Herschel Walker. He was not competent. It was clear that he had some type of CTE, whatever you call that thing going on with him. That dude sat up on a television show and said, I got something for you guys. What?
No, I get what you're saying. I think though they.
Let me tell you what.
I don't think it's CTE though.
This is what people. He said, I got something for you. He's just dumb. I got something for you guys. Why do we still have 8? But we're supposed to have evolved from 8. Human beings, but then you still, and that is what people were voting for. People had to come out in full force to stop that. 25 years ago, that even though you could be hateful and you could give all the dog whistles you wanted, but you still had to have common sense and you still had to be somewhat competent. Nowadays, it's anything goes.
Well, no. Wait a minute. Hold on. They were successful. They were successful with the Herschel Walker, except for Herschel Walker now is a white blonde-haired female named Marjorie Taylor Greene. She's just as dumb as Herschel Walker.
No, but I get what you're saying. I'm saying that as when I say incompetent, I would say they're incompetent to the point that they have this new branch of Republican that took over their party, right, and let Donald Trump. So they're as much competent as they were incompetent, and or they was incompetent enough to keep the a stronghold of their own Republican Party to keep it in order.
Nah,
You see,
I don't even think it's that, Jay.
No,
as much as I want to go with you, dog, I don't think it was that. See what y'all haven't talked about is the biggest elephant in the room. Donald Trump made the deal with the evangelicals, and that's how he got control of the party.
So they the ones that run the
Somebody
show.
said Marjorie Taylor Greene looked like Barney Rubble.
Shit, Marley, man, that bruh. But check this out, Jay New York. Check this out. See. It all happened right in the middle of the primary fight. Okay, when Donald Trump was dissing Ted Cruz and jumping on there, kicking everybody's ass. Donald Trump cut a deal. He had to get that South Carolina. He had to get that shit. And he cut a deal with them evangelicals that he would give them what they wanted. He almost admitted to it in a rally where he said, "I get to do what I want." What is that? His presidential right in the Constitution gives him free reign to do whatever the fuck he wants, and that's because them people told him you could do whatever you want, just give us our shit. Okay, and he did, and he talking shit, and as much as he wants to ride around town and celebrate it, Roe versus Wade backfired on him. So now he got a kind of he had trouble backtracking from it, but that religious right was the one forced him to do that shit.
Yeah, they got the power.
And then I also add to that, everybody's morals or any type of moral compass has gone out the window. Because if you are true to your evangelical, if you are true to that, Donald Trump, you would never even consider.
They caved in. They caved in. Yeah, they caved in.
They don't believe that shit. They don't believe that shit.
They don't care. They don't care.
Yeah,
you would
they believe in power.
Allow such as him to be your leader. The man is paying prostitutes and porn stars while his wife is pregnant. The man is talking about how you assault women and you grab them by the this. The man lies, and they know he lies, because what's that old little troll, the one he died that was head of the PTL? I can't think of his name. He became the one that died. He was head of the PTL ministry. Little shrunk up, little old man. Y'all know who I'm talking about? He died a couple of years ago, and he was real big in the evangelical ministry. He came out after Donald Trump lost that election, and he even had to say, so they know. He said Donald Trump ain't nothing but lies. He lies 20, and I was shocked. Everybody was shocked that he said that. He said Donald Trump lies 24/7. So they don't care about they moral compass, the things that they claim they love that Bible. No, they don't.
It's false.
Because they went against it. It's false. They went against it to get what they want. So they're not even true to their Bible. They're not even true. And it went, look at that. Y'all don't know what I'm talking about, that little Pat.
Well, somebody put Pat Robertson in the chat room.
Yeah, that's it, Brad. Thank you, Pat Robertson. He came out, and y'all remember when Trump lost? He said it. And the whole time he was stumping for Trump. And when Trump lost, he said, okay, now I don't have to put up this facade anymore. And he said Trump is lies. All he does is lie. And he lies 24/7. And I remember all like the Young Turks and all the alternative media was showing it. The regular media didn't show it. And it was like, what? Pat Robertson is yeah, because Trump lost, so he didn't have to keep up with the facade anymore. So he just told the truth. Trump is a liar. That's all he does. So them Bible toting, Bible thumping, Bible believers, they don't believe in their own Bible because they were lying the whole time supporting that man.
Fake.
And then now we don't have to lie anymore, so I can come out and tell the truth. They don't believe in their book. They don't believe in their book either. Everything is just it's crazy. And you sitting there going, y'all know y'all shouldn't be supporting that man, all the stuff he do. He be just lying 24/7. And then you go along with it, make excuses, and then Pat Robertson like, oh, okay, well, he lost now. I can go ahead and be honest. What is that? You were supposed to be honest long ago. You were never supposed to be supporting him, but you did anyway. And then now you're going to try to be righteous and tell the truth. He died, must be, what, a year or two after that, because he was a liar himself.
Mm-hmm.
It's all smoke and mirrors and lies. And I hate when people say everything is smoke and mirrors, but it's true. It's true. I mean, I couldn't get past Pat Robertson with his little shrunk up self. You gonna tell the truth now? So.
Well, yeah, all of them.
People say.
Go ahead, sis.
Go ahead.
No, I wasn't gonna say.
I
thought you was. I thought you was pausing. I was just gonna fill in the air. They ain't really have shit to say.
No, I mean, but and that's why when Black MAGA's the most ridiculous thing to ever walk the planet. And y'all sit back and see all that stuff and go along with it. But the Democrats is the plantation. Yeah, they are. If that's how you want to that's how you want to describe them, yeah, sure, I agree. But you are the most, you are satire, walking around talking about blacks for Trump. Jesus, you are complete satire.
Well, you know what? They even let you know it's a joke because I saw on my daughter's social media shit that she watches every damn day. Some white dude has got on a T-shirt says "Blacks for Trump." White dude. Got the T-shirt.
Right.
Okay, so that just lets you know right there. I didn't even have to know what was being said. What was I didn't care. I just looked over at her phone, saw this white dude with the T-shirt on, and I was like, bruh. They don't even respect the blacks that are for Trump.
No. It's crazy. It's crazy. And it's just also, you sit back and go, geez, I know this country's always been this country's been screwed. But we just really a laughing stock now. We're really a laughing stock now. So,
yeah, I don't understand why the government didn't what not the government, but why people I guess you can say the government, like, why they ain't shut this down yet? Because if there was a movement, like Donald Trump's that was black or even Muslim or any other race, then they would have immediately shut it down. Yeah. You remember the black identity extremists that the government had? Yeah. I mean, they're target.
I'm gonna tell you why, Tyrone. I'm gonna tell you why. You wondering why? It's because this country has always supported the white man. That's why you had Warren Jeffs had to leave Utah and he found a home in Texas. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That doesn't happen if you black. You know what I'm saying? Police run your shit, nigga. You like P. Diddy. They run your shit. They stop you wherever you at too while they running through your shit. Yeah.
Yeah. And let me just say this right here to Jermaine. When I say shut it down, I don't mean silence people, right? But there is a center where the Republican Party used to be. I'm talking about all of this extremist stuff that's gone to the extreme edges of the Republican Party to where they're promoting all this crazy crap, taking away rights and all that kind of stuff. You can shut that stuff down. You can stop this extremist stuff.
You can shut that down.
You know, you could have stopped Ron DeSantis from banning books. There's actually laws in this country to where authors got a right to print whatever the fuck they want to, because of freedom of fucking speech. I mean, I don't understand why they ain't shut it down. That's what I'm talking about.
Especially when they know nobody's not saying quiet anybody. Everybody got a right to have they say and to believe in whatever it is, support whatever they want to support. But when you know stuff, it's going to cause the country to fall off its axis, that you know it's lies, you know it's foolishness, like that whole QAnon mess. You don't let foolishness destroy. You just don't. That's done every day. When you see children doing something, I saw a thing. This little boy, he was going to ride his big wheel down these steep steps, and they were all like, it's a funny video. I'm gonna send it to you, Tyrone. She's great. They all looked. The youngest one looked to be 5. They were black. They were so cute. The youngest one was 5, and the second pitch man was with him. He looked to be maybe 6 or 7, and the little boy who was on the big wheel they were steep steps, and he was like, "Yeah, I'm gonna do this. Yeah, yeah." And you could see the 2 other little boys down there going, "Yay, do this, do this." And it was an adult sitting in a car. You could tell it was an adult, and they were recording it. Let's see what these little shorties do. Back in the day, somebody would say, "Hey, I wouldn't do that if I was y'all. Somebody gonna get hurt." And the adult didn't do anything. Because he knew which way it was gonna go. So he sat there and recorded it. And the little 6 men, they was jumping. As soon as I finished telling this, I'm gonna send it to you, Tyrone, and I want you to play it. They was, "Yeah, you got this, you got this, you got this." And he was so proud. They were so cute. He was so proud. As soon as he started, the thing flipped and he rolled, and one of his legs came over and straightened him back out, and he got up and grabbed his back. You should not have allowed that. You shut that down. You don't stop them in their joy. You don't stop them in their, doing the things that they want to do, but you shut craziness down because somebody could get hurt. Shut it down.
Yeah. Let me just say this to Jermaine right quick, because he said shut down what, and I was saying shut down extremism, and then he asked me what's more extreme, banning books or aborting a baby, right?
Little short white boy. Yeah, that shit, man. I was like, white folks don't give a fuck.
Jermaine without the Jackson.
Let me say this right here. Was you talking to me, Mama's boy, or was you talking to somebody else? Was you talking to somebody else?
I'm muting myself.
Okay, go ahead.
I was talking to my son. Sorry.
Okay. But yeah, he was saying what's more extreme, aborting a baby or banning books. And I just pointed out simple, but I can do some deep diving if you want me to. But books are a learning tool. We supposed to have access to resources that we can all learn from. And abortions are a healthcare issue. So whenever you guys start conflating issues like that, that's what causes the conversation to go off to the left, because they're not the same thing. So when you say abortion is extreme, it's not extreme if that woman has to have that type of health care so she can survive or whatever, right? That's not extreme. But whenever you're talking about the right wing doing extreme stuff like banning books, then yeah, that's extreme, because now whenever you say that this country has freedom of speech and we should be able to have access to all type of information, there should be no restriction on the flow of information in this country. Now you're restricting the flow of information, especially to our children, and not allowing them to learn about their own history, not allowing them to learn about a demographic in this country, which is African Americans, which was targeted in this book banning era. So that's the difference, Jermaine. I don't see how you guys' brain work. It's not the same.
Well, not to mention, Tyrone, the Constitution is not a document from a theologian. It's to run a country. You know, it's not a Bible verse. You know what I'm saying? So you didn't run a country off a Bible verse. You run a
Right.
country off a constitution. And that's what the white man's biggest I guess loophole for himself. That's the reason why we go through so much hell over here, because see, they wrote that constitution as if all men were equal while excluding the black man. Now, if the black man ever gets on his feet, he can use that constitution against the white man as an equal citizen. That's why the white man don't want to see you get one simple shred of progress, because any small amount of progress gets you closer to being able to use the Constitution, just like the white man.
Right. Right. So I mean, I don't get it. I don't understand why people like Jermaine and Sarge and them, they don't see that they're taking away people's freedoms, and at the same time that they actually say that they want people to have freedom in this country, and they don't realize what freedom really is. Freedom is the ability to, within the law, do and say and move about this country freely and have access. You just be free. You're not supposed to restrict people's, especially when it comes to healthcare. You're not supposed to go into the doctor's office with the woman and tell the doctor what he can and cannot do, or with their patients. That's not freedom. You just cut out freedom for damn near half the country whenever you start dictating what a doctor can do to his patients, to their patients. That's just crazy.
Hey, Tyrone, you remember the Republicans made a big stink going around telling people that there will be people making choices with Obamacare on the type of health care they would get. They will be a board of people making the decision on the death panel. Yeah. There you go, Tyrone. But in the same token, that's exactly what they turn into, a death panel, telling women what to do between their, legs and shit. That's some dumb shit.
Well, you're absolutely right. See, that's their deflection. That's how they do. They will accuse the other side of doing the exact same thing that they are intended to do, or that they're already guilty of, or that they're already doing. And you're right. They was accusing Obama of trying to create these death panels, and turn around and look at what they're doing.
Oh, Tyrone, I sent it to you so you can see it. That's the cutest little thing, and I think that's kind of what you're talking about. Things that can cause harm and foolishness and danger, shut it down, and just start quieting people's voice.
Yeah,
you shut that down before you shut it down, and that's just a
well, it's no longer freedom of speech.
Now, where'd you send it to? Did you send it to Tyrone?
Right,
I sent it to you in the DM Messenger. You don't see it? I see.
You said you sent it to Tyrone or Richard?
Tyrone.
Okay, why I don't see it?
I don't know. Let me make sure I did it right. Hold on. Wait a minute.
I just sent you a message.
Yeah. I see you. You don't see it?
Is it that video up top?
Yeah, that's it.
Oh, okay.
Guess who's back? Back again.
Can y'all hear that?
No, y'all handling the backstage shit. I'll let y'all handle that.
That was just a perfect example of what Tyrone was saying. These is kids, y'all see it? See the two little boys? They like, yeah, go for it. The pitch man. Watch.
Man, I'm that evangelical. Those evangelicals have turned into radicals.
Oh,
they're terrorists now. When you January 6th, you terrorist. You no longer.
Go ahead, man.
You're an evangelical terrorist when you January 6th.
Well, I
When you
mean,
want to tear your
I,
government up, you a terrorist. You deserve to be treated like a cell. Yeah, I agree with you shutting it down. The same way they ran through the Panthers, they need to be running through all of them.
well,
Yep.
and like you said
Like
earlier,
I
this
said,
country
shut that
hasn't
down.
changed, and I know we got all these new names, the MAGA, the January the 6th, the Proud Boy, but it's all the KKK. That's all it is. Marjorie Taylor Greene is KKK. Lauren Boebert, KKK. Donald Trump, they KKK. I don't know what else to say. These white
All
people in
day.
power, they just KKK. They just don't wear the hoods no more. That's what it is.
Yeah, I agree. Shut it down. You know,
Shut it down.
I'm gonna just tell you. You know, them white folks gonna do some crazy shit for us all over. You thought January that was the beginning, and you got to remember
Yeah,
that
I
some of them,
Well,
most
what
of
you
them
think they
people
gonna do,
getting out.
mama's boy? Like for real, I don't see them
Okay,
doing nothing.
look, listen, and I'm just alleging here or hypothetical, whatever you want to call it. This just me spitballing, okay, Tyrone. But the reason why you ain't seeing a lot of crazy shit happening is because all them folks is locked the fuck up right now. And the ones
Mm-hmm.
that got fooled and got arrested ain't fucking with Trump no more. But the ones that still fucking with Trump, trust me, they in jail right now. But they gonna get out. Most of them gonna get out. You know what I'm saying? Now the Trump issue gonna be long gone, but the Trump problem will not. That's
Well, I'm saying,
because
what
them
kind of
knuckleheads,
crazy stuff do you think that they're gonna do?
they already I I'm just going off, like I said, spitballing here.
Mm-hmm.
They already do crazy shit. I mean, a lot of it was happening when Trump was president. That's when we were getting a lot of what those crazy people shooting, just
Oh,
going shooting
Mm-hmm.
anywhere. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And it
like them
usually
lone
would
wolves or whatever.
it would usually time itself when Donald Trump is in some big ass trouble. To be some trouble. And motherfucker wait. In between the waiting, somebody will go and do something. And then nobody will be
Mm-hmm.
talking about Trump's trouble for a whole day or two. You know what I'm saying? And because everybody's gonna be talking about this lone wolf that got shot down in the middle of the damn mall.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
that
You
kind of
making me
crazy
think.
shit.
You making me think how
Yeah,
the
that
media.
kind of stuff.
You making me think how the media failed this country by not highlighting the
They
fact
have.
that they put a battery in the back of that man that went out there and put that hammer in the head of Nancy Pelosi's husband. The media didn't even. I know they touched on it, but they didn't. They didn't talk about the importance of how the rhetoric from the right motivated this man to
Cause
go to that
that.
go to go out there to Nancy Pelosi's house and break in, and then just do that to that man. That
And
was
then
all
Fox
Fox
News
News. That was
made
all Fox News. That was Donald Trump.
that
That was all of
yeah.
this conspiracies. That was QAnon. That was all of that wrapped all up into once. You know.
Exactly. And
About
remember
that
that
dude?
fool,
What about that
that
dude
fool
that
young man shot
ran
up
up
that
on
shopping
Obama shit?
center.
Oh well,
Yeah.
yeah.
At,
What did that
at that
dude?
school.
Yeah, that dude. But the dude I think about is that dude that crazy dude that they caught trying to hunt down Obama. Remember, he was
Yep.
parked down the street from his house, like Secret Service wasn't gonna roll up on his ass. You know, I mean,
And
Obama was supposed to be
they
going to jail along with Hillary Clinton,
Yeah, but
along with
yep.
the bigger picture is that all of this rhetoric from Fox News, Sean Hannity, Trump, all of these little
They
PACs and
caused
these
that stuff.
evangelicals and all this kind of QAnon, all of that stuff is just allowed to permeate and allow these people to go crazy. That's why the fuck we get Sarge
And
come on
do
here screaming at the tip of his voice every night.
and it caused that like that fool that went in that new shopping center, drove to a black area and shot up all them people that said he was MAGA
Yep.
and he was
mm,
filled with all that stuff. And it causes people to get hurt. The media was reckless. And and we know the elected officials was reckless because a lot, and I'm gonna put more of it on the Republican Party. They allowed these people to get insane and gassed up, and they were
I
out
put
here
it on
doing
white
things.
people
And
in
just
general.
let me just put a little caveat.
They
This is the
grievance.
type of stuff that I'm talking about stopping, Jermaine. All of that, I don't know what you and
Yes.
ADC in there talking about, but this is the type of stuff that I'm talking about stopping. And this has nothing to do just opposed to abortion. What we're talking about now. So you can't just throw up abortion anytime you want to make a counter argument.
But you want to know something, Tyrone? The sad thing of it all is that the religious right, the Republican Party, Sarge and the rest of his ilk have all fell for what Vladimir Putin has always wanted to do to this country. They fell for it.
Yep.
Hook, line, and
They
sinker.
fell for it. They fell for it. And got all this chaos, and every time these things happen, they get worse and they get worse. Somebody go shoot up the school, shoot up the shopping center, shoot up, just do all kinds. And I remember one old MAGA man, they were able to stop him because I think it was an off-duty police, or maybe I'm not sure. And he was headed to the children's camp. Remember? I think this was a couple. He was headed to the campgrounds with the little kids for the summer camp. That was the year before last, I think it was, or 2 years, a couple of years ago. And and thank goodness, someone saw him. It was a police officer or somebody. They gunned him down in the parking lot. It's that kind of stuff like that. You got to shut that stuff down. You have to shut it. Freedom of speech doesn't play in that. Freedom of speech of whipping people up in a frenzy does not play when that is not a part of that. Because everyone has heard you yell fire in a crowded theater and people get killed. That's against the law. Freedom of speech don't come into play with that. You going to prison. And when you whip all these people up into a crazy frenzy and they go out here and cause harm and chaos and destruction, that's not freedom of speech. And they were supposed to shut that down.
Right.
And they let it permeate. And then you have all this craziness out here. And no telling how many these crazy people have been stopped, they have been caught, that we don't even hear about. But and that was just so scary. That stupid fool was gonna shoot up them little kids at their little summer camp. And thank goodness he was seen and was gunned down. And you don't know, stop, don't do this. Just gun him down immediately. And we let this stuff get too far out of control. And now it's just, and people talk about freedom of speech. No, that's not freedom of speech. If you know it's going to lead to anarchy and craziness, it's not freedom of speech.
Yeah, that's incitement. They're actually inciting this country to commit violence, Violence,
yes, exactly. And why anybody would speak up to that, and I'm not going to get on the other one because you get bogged down in abortion. Those two conversations don't go together.
Right.
Don't go together.
A portion of this country has sympathy for those people, and I would say the white people that are racist in these institutions have like a sympathy, and that's why I say even like with the situation, maybe not so much the judge, but the system in itself, with the leeway they give people like Donald Trump and some of these people in power, that get a slap on the wrist, if you want to say. You can see how things function. There's always somebody aiding and abetting the situation that gives these things, the power to do whatever they do, or in general, vice versa.
You really saying, Jay New York, is that this system has always been designed to benefit the white man, and what you have is there's some white men that know exactly what buttons to push and pull to get the benefits out of this system. If you don't play with them correctly, they gonna fuck with you too. And that judge knows it. He can lose all of this shit on an appeal.
Right.
And he's trying to make it appeal proof. Because even though he may even know he's right. If he knows the judges that are up there, he got to make it appeal proof. Because he knows that's exactly what Donald Trump's going to do. As soon as it's over with, it's going to appeal. So, I mean, I don't know. I got some advice from a smart person one time, and it was I was thinking of doing a business on my own and including my family. And the man said, you know, look, I've learned over my years, if you want to start or get into a business, you find somebody who's already in that business, you hire them and sit your ass back. And I think the same way in this one too. Maybe let this judge handle his business. I think he done seen enough stupid motherfuckers in his lifetime to where he can handle Donald Trump. It's just that he wants to make sure, you know, you got a court of public opinion and a court of law. And he's gonna do the court of law, don't give a fuck about public opinion. And I would rather deal with that than a motherfucker dealing the other way.
Oh, Kyle Rittenhouse. Don't forget about him.
Oh man,
Yeah.
no, the white man that shot that young brother that knocked on his door, the wrong door, looking for his brothers. That's the kind of battery that we don't need right there.
Well, we just talked about the Uber driver last week, or the Uber driver that got shot by that white man for no damn reason. Did y'all see that?
I mean, if you got these people, you mean the
No,
black
I ain't
woman?
see that one.
Huh?
The black woman that got
Yeah, the black woman that got shot.
Black woman?
Yeah.
Yeah. You got these people all gassed up. And then somebody gonna say freedom of speech. Are you kidding me? Their freedom of speech does not take precedence over my safety and over the rest of the other people's safety. Their freedom of speech don't trump that. So no,
I don't think we're gonna see no large numbers like we saw.
On the 6th.
Yeah. I actually think that
microaggressions all over the place.
Yeah, them crazy boys, the crazy ones that would do that are locked up.
No,
you know what I'm
I don't
saying?
think it's gonna happen again either. But they had more courage because Donald Trump actually held the highest, the most powerful office on the
Had
planet.
the battery on their back, man. It's like if
Boy.
you want somebody up in the hood like that, but then when they tell you, listen, man, you're gonna do a lot of time, and this guy ain't even gonna help you. You might scratch your head and think about that. You might think about that.
I think the numbers were to the effect that so far they convicted over 1,300 people for January 6th, and 800 and something of them got jail time. You know what I'm saying? That's a lot of damn people, boy.
And they got more trials.
Make you want to think.
They're not even finished with the trials yet.
No, because 18 when Sarge was talking about Arizona and Carrie Lake won and all that kind of bullshit, she lost all of her court trials.
Yeah.
But there was 18 more people in Arizona that just got indicted for that fake election shit.
Yeah.
So
there you go, right there. Those fake electors.
So, but where's the people vouching for them? Why are they not outside of the court for those people? I know they're not Donald Trump, but I'm saying those people that went to prison. You see what I'm saying? Like, where's the backup to those people that went to jail that is out in the courts protesting, saying, "Listen, you lock my people up." No, they Donald Trump was the one that told us to go. He's our president. We're doing, our duty. What happened? Where are they? Where's the Proud Boys backup? Where is the?
They were supposed to be, and that lead Proud Boy got like 2 years. Where was they backup? They were supposed to riot over that. And you want to know one reason why they would kind of sort of be in their right to riot? The reason why they would be in kind of sort of in their right to riot in mass, when he gassed some people up out there and knew what they was going to do and sent them people down there. Donald Trump was still the president of the United States.
Mm-hmm.
The president of the United States.
So he's going to get in
lost.
trouble.
But the president of the United States gassed them up and sent them down there to do them things and set up all of that for them people to went out there and break all them laws. So if the people say, but the president sent us, the president told us to do this, they would be in their right to gas up and riot. So you look how crazy that is. The commander-in-chief gassed them up to do that, and then they got in trouble. And then the people who wasn't involved in a lot of that stuff, they sitting and trying to, the person who was the ringleader, they don't want him to get his punishment from it. And all them other people did. That's crazy.
Yeah.
They would have a right to riot.
They should have woke up.
Riot. The president. The president
Somebody
told us to do this.
Somebody should have woke up when Donald Trump ain't paid one damn bail yet. He ain't got nobody out of jail.
Nope. That's why it's all crazy. So I wouldn't blame them if they riot. They said, you can lock me up. The president of the United States gassed us up and told us to do this.
I wouldn't blame them if after all of this shit they riot on Donald Trump.
Nah, they too stupid though. They too stupid to do that.
This is where they prove me. This is, you know what? This is where they prove me wrong, or prove me right. Right, and it's a good thing that they didn't act up because they know now what can happen. Like the government is not gonna let them get a pass because they're all white and they're all right. You know, like white America in the government is just gonna let y'all take over and we're gonna just that's not gonna happen. But look, these people, when they showed me their hand was this: when all those people got convicted, the Proud Boys went to jail, they went to court. They went and did the law like everybody else, went to court, got sentenced. All those guys got 10, 15, 20 years. Where was their group? Protesting. They're not rioting, just like normal people and doing the law. They didn't even do that. Like they should have been out there by the masses. When they said that Donald Trump was going to get convicted, when he got arrested and they brought him in and he came in and all that shit, there wasn't no masses people there. They were supposed to be there.
Nope.
You see, it's just like when people get in trouble again, throwing the hood, or whether you in the hood or not, or you have a hood mentality. You get in trouble, right? And then you might get in trouble with a group of people, and what happens? When you start going to court, and you're going to see less and less people there coming.
Yeah.
Maybe they come support you, maybe they don't. But as you go on, the only person that's going to be there is your family, maybe your mom or something like that, and you see that your friends ain't going to be around. Guess what? That's his supporters. You see, even his supporters, they're not being loyal because you would have thought they would have been out there in the masses saying, not my president, y'all convicted him. All right, so we're going to be out here. We're going to at least support him. Why they not filling up them courts and they outside with his representation? I'm just saying, and again, legally, I'm not saying that they should be wilding out. I'm saying, why they not even at the very minimum showing up in the masses saying, listen, we support our president. We here just to show support, and we're showing that we got numbers here. Nothing. I'm seeing nothing. And
I'm gonna take a wild guess here, and this is wild guess for 500 that they sort of got embarrassed on January 6th because after January 6th they proved to look like idiots, so they probably don't want to look like idiots no more. For 500.
But I wonder, are they groups for all of those that's doing stamps? Are they putting money on their books? That's the least you can do. Keep some money on their books so they can buy snacks. So, I bet a lot of them, they have just been abandoned, with the exception, like you said, their mama, their daddy, or their girlfriend. And that stupid woman who Renee called a raggedy bitch is dead. Behind that foolishness, she's dead. She's dead. And I hope they keep fresh flowers on her The people
Look,
yourself get worked up like that.
man, Marjorie Taylor Greene do look like a little boy. She do look like a little boy.
Yeah, there's something going on with her chin. It's something, her jaw, her teeth. There's something going on that's not right there. I don't know. I can't.
Yeah,
look
she
like
got
a
a boxer. She could box if you put her in the ring.
You know who she remind me of? That girl that fucked off Nancy Kerrigan. That's who she remind me of.
Tanya Harding. Tanya
Tanya
Harding.
Harding. Tanya
Yeah,
Harding.
yeah. Hey.
Yeah. And people look. And another great example. Rudy Giuliani is what, 80 something,
Yeah.
and he's bankrupt, about to lose everything, and Donald Trump won't even cut him off, slice him off a piece.
I don't know what's wrong with these people. How could Rudy Giuliani have such? He has a prestigious career, you know, even though he's a piece of crap, and we all know that now. But how could he just throw that all away for this? I
Because
don't.
he was doing it. Listen, what we don't know is he was doing that shit. He was doing corrupt shit when he was a prosecutor. It's just that he had the law on his side. We don't know what he was doing before. You see, listen. Remember, just
I know.
Club.
Jay New York.
It's a good old
I hate to
boys
interrupt
club.
you. I hate to interrupt you, Jay New York, but I know what Rudy Giuliani will do. I know how corrupt he is because I saw the video of him and Donald Trump, and Rudy Giuliani was in a dress and had a hat on and every fucking thing. And they was doing some sort of fucking skit. And if you'll get down that low, you'll do any fucking thing.
You do anything. And he threw away all his soft life. He threw away his soft life in his twilight years for that man. Giuliani can't pay all that stuff he owed. He never will pay all that stuff he owed.
He get what he deserved.
His soft life. Yeah, he did. He is. And I know, like, my mom was like, I don't feel sorry for him. And I do have so slight pity that somebody wrecked themselves so bad in their twilight years. And he's so messed up, they say he got $40,000 or whatever it was in Bank of America overdraft fees. You really bad when you got and why the bank didn't get that bad. But he threw away soft life in his twilight years. When you
I don't see how. I don't see what he was hoping would happen. Jeez.
I don't get that.
I think that was always his destiny. Like I said, he was here. He was doing, I think, things behind the scenes. Listen, as he was prosecuting mafia members, but then he don't talk about other mafia members that he didn't convict. So there was things going on there that we probably will never know, but they know. Well, you know, the bias they were doing, who they were shaking down, who they weren't, who he wanted to prosecute, how he got to become the mayor. You know what I mean? Like all the crazy shit. And then when he became mayor, he did whatever he wanted to do. It's Giuliani time. Guess what, Giuliani? It's Giuliani time. Giuliani, right now, is his time. So he's paying for whatever dirt he did, whether he was in, because remember, like I said, I'm just saying that, you know, when you're in those if you want to say, organizations, right? They look out for each other, just like cops. When they do corrupt shit, a lot of them look out for each other. So, in the name of the law, they doing certain shit, but they're shaking people down, getting money. Hey, they look the other way. Why? Because they locking up the guys and they putting the drugs away. And, you get a check, you get an envelope. Oh, we took this from the mafia. Yeah. It's no problem. It's okay. Don't worry about it. Listen, stay shut. I'm going to prosecute their ass. Just keep this money. I got money, and we all happy.
Yeah, Rudy will be like, now whose money did we give that out of? Yeah, I have him in court next week. Don't worry about it.
Give me.
Yeah.
skimming off the top and doing dirty dealings.
Man,
So you
Yeah,
right,
they was
Jay. You
skimming. I
right.
mean, and listen, remember at the end, 9/11, they hired the mafia. He hired the damn mafia to clean up that shit. Why? Out of all the construction companies, I know they run the shit. Or back then, you know, I'm not saying allegedly it was on the damn Daily News. I'm not telling nothing. It's a secret. It's on the newspaper. They said it. It's there. You look it up. It's there. Who cleaned up 9/11 and who was the one that gave them the green light? So it's just contradiction. Not saying, hey, I'm not here to give an opinion. I'm just saying that's what happened, right? So I'm just saying you guys supposed to be a legitimate, law-abiding, this, that, the other. You done went after them and locked up half of them, but yeah, you hiring them. What are we talking about here? I'm just saying.
that sounds
You're
like a
right.
power
You're
Maybe
right.
he
move. That
owed a
sounds like a
favor.
power
Maybe he owed
move
a
to
favor or some
me.
shit. Maybe he
No, that
owed
just
somebody a favor.
sound like a power move. I'm look here, fellas. I know we had a lot of hurt feelings on how I got the job, but now that I got the job, I'm gonna take care of everybody.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
But
just
I'm
Yeah,
just
I
saying.
I,
you
I
right.
don't
I'm gonna let
understand
the
that
rest
these
of you
people
go.
that went to law school, they done went to the most great scholarly institutions in this country, and then they just throw it all away for Donald Trump. I don't get it.
It's the
Meadows.
idea, Tyrone. It's the idea. It's like when you the
Glass
man
and
sitting next
glimmer.
to the man, however far the man get,
Glass
you
and
get.
glimmer. Glimmer and
So
glamour. Glamour, right?
you see what my mom used to say, your eyes were bigger than your stomach.
Yeah, that's my mother used to say. Your eyes are
Yeah,
bigger than your stomach.
she don't used to say it. She still say it, but I don't hear it because I'm
Yeah.
saying it.
My mama still say it too. Your eyes is bigger than your
Yeah,
stomach. You're
Yeah,
gonna
don't
get
eat
in the
with
you
your
know.
stomach.
eyes.
But I think Giuliani, he either wanted to be what was always rumored and said. He obviously he was expecting Trump. I don't know if it was the what do you call it, the head of the Justice
Homeland
Department.
Security.
No, the states. Did he want to be a Garland?
DHS.
Oh, he wanted to be the attorney general.
Attorney General or either a Secretary of State. He wanted one of those.
Man,
And Trump
I think
never
it was
gave it
more
to him.
along the lines of he wanted to make money off the
He would have been
being
shaking
around Trump.
down people like
Remember,
crazy.
didn't he
Could you
have like some security?
imagine?
He had some like security company. His son runs and shit, right? Then some sort of that's how he was making his money, consultant, security consultant or some shit. And he was
After
building,
9/11.
yeah, he was building like some crazy ass hours, right? And I guarantee you, having a affiliation with protecting the president, lawyering for the president, was gonna get him some big. His eyes was bigger than his stomach. You running around with the
Contract.
dumbest motherfucker in the world. It's not gonna happen to you, Rudy. The dude you running with is stupid. That's why it ain't gonna happen for you. I
And he
mean,
didn't respect
But you know
him
that
either.
that money stream ran out too because they showed him like some little mini doc about him, and they said that so after 9/11, right? Because he claimed like he was the mayor of this whole shit that happened. And like I told you, there was a shot where Fox News, Fox 5 in New York, not Fox News, but Fox 5 News, the local channel. 9/11 shit is happening, so they live down there, and they got him outside, and he was acting like he was gonna go and save some people. So it was like he took that moment when the camera was there, and like acting like, oh, all right, we're gonna run back in there, we're gonna run in there, and they telling him, Mr. Mayor, you can't go over there. Like come on, So through that, he got praise and all this that he was the mayor of this moment and all this other shit, where he was able to build that security company, and a lot of companies around the world, including in South America, Central America, they hired him to do consultation and shit like that, and he got a lot of money. But he was a high roller. He liked spending money, and that a lot of that money, burnt out, and then that consultation shit stopped. he wasn't getting a lot of I don't know what was it, if it was after the you know, the 2008 of the crisis and all that, you know what happened with the money, but
Yeah,
like
yeah.
his money stream ran out and he was running left and right to try to get money. So that's where he ended up with Donald Trump around sometime there. But that's what they were saying. They said he had a money stream coming in through all these people in South America, Central America. He
Well,
was
that
going down there.
explains
He was
why he
giving
got with Trump.
consultations.
Because remember,
And
he said he was working for Trump pro bono. He wasn't getting no federal
That was
paycheck.
dumb too.
He was expecting.
Yeah, that
He
was
was
dumb.
expecting to get money off the name of Trump, doing all this little bullshit for him. He could pick up that bread. Yeah.
Mhm.
I don't get it. These
How'd
people
that work
nuts.
out for you? It didn't work out that way, Tyrone. It didn't work out.
I just found it. Rudy Giuliani wanted to be Attorney General, and I think he thought Trump was gonna give it to him.
Yes.
And typical Trump didn't do it. So he just hung on as his personal lawyer, and look what happened. That's what I just read an article in Politico. He was basically saying he wasn't campaigning, but I don't know, maybe Trump had made him a deal. You know, I got this thing, I'll do this, you do this, and Trump never gave it to him, Attorney General.
He said, "Get that paper." Remember, he sent them to Russia, and he sent them to Ukraine, and he didn't get. That's where he didn't get back what he needed. Remember, he brought something back. He didn't get what he wanted. He said, "Listen, get me this, get me that, get me the dirt on
Remember
Biden."
that was the Hunter Biden laptop shit.
Right.
That turned out to blow up in all them motherfuckers' faces. You know what I'm saying? So that nigga, that goddamn Giuliani ain't getting a dime, okay? He ain't getting a dime. He ain't getting. Giuliani ain't getting even a nigga ain't even waving at you in the same place, motherfucker.
So I couldn't imagine being Giuliani, thinking or making a deal. I'll get you in this White House. Looks like you're gonna get it. I want Attorney General, and then he don't give it to you. That's messed up. That's messed up.
Hey, Michael Cohen felt the same way when Trump won in 2016. Cohen didn't get to go to the White House. Cohen felt slighted too. Yeah.
Yeah, he went to prison, and he did that.
Yeah, because the money changes. The money changes. If he would have been in the White House, that means during the time he was president, he would have got a lot of money from that time, and then when he leaves, he would have got a lot of money. But things didn't work out, and look at what happens.
Well,
it didn't work out,
bro. Cohen did not fit the right snake material to be up in the White House. You have to be a political snake to be up there, and he just didn't match. He was a lizard, and they political snakes, so he couldn't. He could. You know, that's like taking your bodyguard that you watch shoot 5 people for you, and nobody knows but you and him, and you take him in the White. Yeah, right. FBI gonna be all over y'all asses. You may be president, but that bodyguard going to jail.
So that's how that works. And there has got to be, I don't know why Giuliani won't turn on Trump to save himself in his twilight. He just was really he's corrupt. Giuliani's corrupt.
I think Giuliani's going
over him.
He's going to die with that shit. I think Giuliani going to die with it still in court. I think Giuliani's a lawyer. He know how to make that shit go long. He going to drag it out until his ass die.
But you know what? If I was 80-something, however old Giuliani is, but if I was that age and somebody double deal and just double cross and didn't do, and I did everything for you, and I would weigh the odds. This is just me, and probably you guys too. I would weigh the odds. okay, I'm a white man. Whatever your health is, they just don't live as long as other people. I would weigh the odds. How many more years I got? I would take that sucker down. I really would. But he's too stupid to do that. He's still being
Yeah,
loyal.
But
yeah.
don't these people got families? Don't their families tell them that they're being stupid? Like, I mean,
Well, the
it's
ones that like Mike Pence.
like no like Giuliani. I know he got brothers and sisters and people in his family that says you're being an
And
idiot.
kids,
Yeah, and his children.
he's 70. He's 79. He'd be 80. When would Giuliani be 80? And you supposed to weigh that stuff. You being a white man. Yeah, Giuliani be 80. And he be 80 this month. You supposed to weigh that stuff. I'm a white man. My health isn't the best. We don't live. White men don't live as long. As you know, I would weigh my odds on that, and I
So
would
now
turn on
he
him.
leaving all that back here for his children or whatever. You know, I mean, not that
Leaving what?
their
He
their
got the
name is
money.
mud.
His daughter don't even deal with him. He got his daughter. His son is just like him, right? But his daughter doesn't mess with him. She's a full Democrat, and she's going against him. She
But
just
I'm
don't
saying,
talk about him.
this is what I'm saying is that he got a daughter, he got a son or whatever. They're gonna have children, or they might have children, and then they're gonna go to school. They last name Giuliani. They're gonna say, "Ain't your
Right.
daddy the one that licked Trump's scrotum? You know, or your granddaddy? You know."
And threw away everything.
Well, that's why the daughter is separated from him. She's not nowhere near that. But the son, he's like Donald Trump's son. You know, like Donald Trump's son. These people, man, there's something going on up there that we don't know in the brain. You know, something, and maybe it's the cultish. You know, easy to manipulate.
Well, hey, now listen, it's funny you bring that up because I remember, I don't know when it was, this week, last week, but I overheard a conversation on the news station where the guy was explaining how Trump finds a lot of these people like this Pecker guy. And he was explaining that, Trump will notice something in a person where he could tell that they'll break the law. And he cozies up to them people. He cozies up to them.
Yeah.
And that's how you get Trump in a Pecker relationship.
Too, you know?
Yeah.
He says, like, what he said, oh, he's a nice guy. He's a nice guy. You know, you're a nice guy. You think I need you to do something for me? You're a nice guy.
But I'm gonna tell you what's so strange. I'm gonna tell you what's strange is that damn Pecker still said he still considers Donald Trump a mentor and he still likes him, even though he would have bilked him for the $130,000 for Stormy Daniels. He wouldn't have even paid him for that because he already paid $130 for the Karen McDougal shit that he didn't get no money, and $30,000 for the doorman that he didn't get back, that he didn't care to get back once he talked to his attorney. But if you think about it, like I said, he told Donald Trump, "I don't want the fucking money," because it would implicate him in being. There you go. You see what I'm saying? So but just think, Donald Trump was gonna stiff him with the Stormy Daniels money and the McDougal money. He got them.
Anyway, he wasn't he's never gonna say that. And Giuliani's attorneys, like they said, they have been trying to get him to file a suit against Trump to get the money that he is owed as his lawyer, and he won't even do that. And you need a place to live. And they got him all messed up with all the time he needs, because he's gonna sell his New York penthouse, and he wants to keep, I think, the one in Florida. And I saw a little bad because they were saying he don't need no big place like that. And then his lawyer was saying, well, he does his podcast or whatever that is he does. And they said, well, he don't need all of that to do a past podcast. And somebody said, all he needs, someone said, all he needs is an Apple phone and the internet. And you have sunk to that, Giuliani. You supposed to being
he's sunk to being an influencer or a content creator.
to do what Omarosa did. And Trump didn't really trash Omarosa because he was like, she knows the game. When you left, you was supposed to get you a book deal. And Omarosa did that, got her a few $1 million and ran her mouth and went sit down. That's how the game is played. Giuliani won't even do that. Get you a book deal.
He can't now. No, he can't. He can't get a book deal now because, okay, the proceeds are gonna go to that black woman and her daughter up to 100 and something million.
That's right. That's right. I forgot they gonna get that, but I would still do it even if they get the money because.
Well, but see, you wouldn't. You got a mind on you, sis. So you probably wouldn't even be in the situation in the first place.
Yeah, but we don't even know the shit that he knows either. Like Donald Trump might know shit on Giuliani or the corruption he did. That's why I said that goes back.
Well, we see when he was mayor. We see that damn David Pecker got something on Trump because Trump.
You see what I'm saying? Like all this shit is coming out.
He's a nice guy. He's a really nice guy.
He's a nice guy. And even the judge, that's supposed to be he I think that's supposed to be a violation because that's like a persuasion. You know what I'm saying? They take it. The judge is saying, basically like, don't be saying he's a nice guy. Don't be saying he's a bad guy. Don't say that he's any type of guy. Don't make a mention of him. Why? It's a persuasion. You know, throwing the wink. He's a nice guy. You're a nice guy. Don't get me in trouble. You know what I mean? One of those and shit. But the shit is about to hit the fan because when these dudes are offered time, I think they start shaking in their boots. That's all.
Yeah, I think you got something there too.
I agree, but if Giuliani know where a lot of the body, who cares what Trump got on him? Giuliani's finished. But he knows where a lot of the bodies are buried.
Not gonna do it.
If he was to go and say, I'm going to cut a deal, y'all get me out of some of this stuff, give me some immunity so I can go get my apartment and my flip phone and do my thing. And I'm going to turn over stuff that could really hit folks into stuff. I would do that. And I
don't think he's going to do it.
If was going to do a real tell-all, he would get a lucrative book deal, probably $20, $25 million. So what if them black women get it? It's fixing Trump.
I'm gonna tell you why I don't think he'll do it, and it ain't for the reasons that you think though. The reason why I think
Giuliani knows
I don't know. It ain't even that. I don't think Giuliani will do it because the prosecutors don't care for a lot of the shit that he could tell them. They don't need him as much as he would need him to need in order to get that deal. You see what I'm saying? That immunity and all that other shit. I don't think he know. I think y'all both were right. He don't know enough to be valuable enough. So they won't even just take his. They want Giuliani to just take his fucking charges and go on and move on. And Giuliani is haggling and making it long because he wants to be valuable enough so he can get a deal.
What kind of deal?
Man, enough for his ass not to go sit on that hard ass shit in the jail.
No, but going back to this, I think that Trump knows more about Giuliani than Giuliani knows about Trump, in the sense of what illegal things are done. And I'm saying specifically illegal. Why? Because I can see Giuliani. He likes to smoke his cigars and drink alcohol, right? And he wants to brag and boast to Donald Trump because he wants to impress Donald Trump. Like, my days as the mayor and the prosecutor, I got such and such, such and such, or that I get money and envelopes from this. So I'm pretty sure Trump is just sitting there. Maybe he gave him a couple of things and said, we could do this, we could do that. But whatever they did, they talk about, if you want to say might be illegal or crime, right? It's probably something that they will planning to do together. But I don't see. I see Giuliani talking more shit than Trump in the sense of impressing him with the illegal shit, and Donald Trump, trying to talk shit, but being careful or maybe talking about shit that he might do in the future with him, not talk about past shit. I see Giuliani trying to spill the beans on himself, trying to impress Donald Trump so he could get to feel like, oh, I'm in, I could get us this, I could make things happen if you bring me in, this, that, the other. So that loyalty mindset. I could be wrong, but I think that's how he's running.
No, Jay, I think you
might have something there, bro. I'm telling you.
Giuliani was never really in.
No, he wasn't. He ain't rich enough. He's not rich enough to be in.
Yeah, I agree. I think you wanted something, Jay.
And even in the administration.
Know enough. Because if he really knew enough, Donald Trump wouldn't treat him the way he do. So I think you wanted something. I think you.
Well, he definitely got left holding the bag. He definitely got left holding the bag.
He did. I think Jay,
they didn't bring him in the White House.
I'm coming around to you.
No, not at all.
They didn't bring him to the White House.
He only got to visit. He only got to visit. Yeah, he only got to visit there. He had no job there. But you got to understand. Yeah, certain people you can't bring them to the White House. You just can't. Certain people with certain backgrounds, you can't bring them in there. That's big boys club.
You're right. I don't think Donald Trump was really in on the White House because they knew he was stupid.
Well, no, they didn't want Trump up in there, but he won the presidency, so they had.
Said, "Oh well, we'll use you."
Okay, think of it like this, family. Think of it like this. They all crooks, but when you look at the people as representatives in Congress, they all have squeaky clean ass records. You could eat off their record. You know what I'm saying? Now we know they crooks, they criminals. They probably done had somebody.
They never got caught. They never got arrested.
At the end of the day,
no prison record.
Yeah, these motherfuckers, no felonies, nothing. They barely get stopped for not using the damn signal the way they want you to believe. So what would Giuliani look like running around up there with them people? That's why Mike Cohen couldn't go up there. Because you're too dirty. You're way too fucking dirty. Even if you're clean now, you pass. No. Just doesn't work up here.
You are primed to be corrupted.
Oh yes.
Bribed.
Oh yeah. Used. Used for like blackmail. All that shit.
Right. But then also, Trump he's primed for that too. He's done a lot of things. You all really think that people who really, really doing the running and really, really doing the doing, I don't think that they allow Trump to be privy to everything. I just don't.
No, remember they said that. The intelligence agency said that while he was president, they wasn't telling him everything because some stuff. They disguised it. They disguised that some of the intelligence that they didn't want him to know because he didn't read. So he only wanted pictures.
Yeah.
So that allowed them to leave a lot of shit out. Get a nigga a coloring book.
He didn't even read the briefing that was given to him.
Wasn't even paying attention
to what was given to him. So they didn't let him in on the real. You're right. Because it was no need. He's reading what he's limited.
Listen, he's limited with education. As you can see, he could be as illiterate as a motherfucker in the hood, too. Like, he is not that smart. He is a smart guy in certain things, but he's stupid in others. Because as smart as he is why he's where he's at right now, going through.
Well, as dumb as he is, that's why he's where he at. Right.
You know what I'm saying? So even like you see his vocabulary is very limited. Like what you said, oh, he wants to see pictures. You would think a smart person to say, you know what? I gotta take a look at this and learn. I might not read everything, but let me read the details, or let me act like I could read it. You know what I mean? Damn. And he wants pictures like a child. It was like he was not interested. He was bothered. He was too lazy to do certain shit, and then this is other shit
Bruh,
in addition to his talent.
when
You
you
know
the
what I mean?
president, when you the president, Jay New
You're
York,
supposed to read that
you
shit.
know what you do? You know what you do?
Have somebody
Check this
read it
out.
to you.
You don't want to read it? Okay, Fred, sit down. Read that
Read that
out
shit.
loud.
He didn't want that.
You know what I'm
No.
saying?
Listen, he didn't even listen. Don't read. I don't. Imagine somebody telling you that. Listen, don't read it to me. You don't want to read this? No. All right, I'll
And
read
that's
it for
what
you.
he would
No,
tell him.
I don't
That's
even
what
read
they
it to
be
me.
telling
I
him.
don't
He
want
said,
that. No,
"You
but I
got a
want to read you
picture?
just one
You got a
paragraph. Don't
picture?
read it to me.
You got a
Please.
picture? Fuck a reading. You got a picture? You got a picture? Let me see it."
I could explain it to you a little bit better. Maybe I don't read the whole thing, but no, I don't want to. I don't want
Hey, John, get this motherfucker out of here and get
Get
me
him
another
out of
one
here.
that will give me pictures.
Insane. This shit is insane to think that we had like an idiot as a president, huh?
Yeah, he's a see, and what? And if y'all have as y'all having your conversation, I'm thinking about Rudy Giuliani, right? Because he
He's
actually
in trouble,
came through
bro.
the system normally. He went to school, he went to law school, and all that. So at some point in time in his life, he was educated. So it has to bother him to be around Donald Trump, who he know is a complete goddamn idiot, and him being smart and listening. How could Rudy Giuliani, as a lawyer, listen to Donald Trump lead him around by the damn nose? All that shit is confusing to me.
I think Giuliani is stupid too, but he's book smart, or he's read. Because listen, think about this, right?
He's smart.
He's educated in the law, bro. He went to college, like you said. He went to whatever. He had money, whatever. Think about this. If he was that smart, how the hell he got himself into this situation?
But that's what I'm trying to say. Is I'm confused. I don't
Like
get it.
this is
I
law
don't know.
education. You and I and anybody here probably just knows the basics. But I'm pretty sure you and I would not get ourselves in some stupid shit like that, especially not even knowing none of that. He knows the law and knows the shit that he could get himself into and still
Wait a minute, Jay New York.
he could get away with it.
Wait a minute.
What
You
a
know what?
crazy motherfucker.
You bring
That's
up
insane.
you bring up a really good point, Jay New York, because how smart is Rudy Giuliani? This motherfucker knows Donald Trump's entire fucking toiletry list. He knows his toiletry list to go shopping with.
Exactly, mama boy.
And he still gets in bed with Donald Trump. That ain't no smart motherfucker.
So what you saying, mama boy? So
No.
he should have enough money to pay off Ruby Freeman them and be living luxuriously because he know all the shit Donald Trump. But he too dumb not to even use it against Trump.
Well, he is smart because y'all was talking about. I was reading this. It said Giuliani attended Manhattan College in Riverdale, Bronx, where he majored in political science with a minor in philosophy, and considered becoming a priest. Giuliani was elected to the president of his class in his sophomore year, but was not reelected in his junior year. He joined the Phi Rho Phi College Forensic Fraternity and the Honor Society. He graduated in 1969 and decided to forego the priesthood and instead attended New York University School of Law in Manhattan, where he was a member of the NYU Law Review and graduated cum laude with a Juris Doctor's degree. He's educated and smart.
So I don't see how he can do it. I don't get it.
He's educated and smart.
I told you, Tyrone. No. That sounds like a whole lot of book sense, but he don't have the common sense not to put a dress on and smile in another man's face. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, what's good? Listen, how about this? What good is all that book smart, right? If you're gonna end up, that's the end. That's your ending. Your ending is to the same shit that you studied and mastered, right? That you know how to maneuver around and do the right thing. Is the same thing that ends up getting you in trouble with all the education that you got in those schools.
That you got.
I mean, think about it.
You say racketeering? Is that what you said? You said racketeering?
I didn't say that, but you can add that to it.
Well, listen though. Just because you have all those degrees and you still listen. Common sense counts for the majority of your book sense.
Of who you are.
Yeah.
Common sense counts for the majority
of your book sense. If you got no common sense, then you probably gonna be all book sense.
You don't need a book.
Yeah. But most of the time, if you have common sense, you can read enough of a book to get the understanding or the gist of what the fuck
comprehension
the book's about. You know, and so I'm saying that all to say that, you know, success is measured kind of fucked up in this country. People think you successful because you get high in a position and make a lot of money. But you know, but we find out that these powerful ass people are dumbasses.
Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah, see, and what you saying, Mama's boy, is exactly Clarence Thomas fits right into that mold because he's sitting on the highest court in the land and he's about to be the biggest dummy that I've ever listened to as a Supreme Court justice. I can't even stand to listen to that man.
Damn case.
I can't stand to listen to him. He's embarrassing.
Right. That's true, but I still stand by Giuliani graduated cum laude, was a Jewish doctorate. You still
no, there's no argument in that.
I'm not fighting that, man. He's supposed to be, but see what you said, sis? you all in the word. You said it. It's like I said. Well, just like if somebody, common sense goes a long way, you know.
Yeah.
And if I had to pick, I'm gonna pick common sense because
me too.
You'll get fooled with all that damn book knowledge. A motherfucker can flim-flam you, and that's why you see them all supporting Trump because they fell for the flim-flam. All these big important people with pressure on him, and he probably pulled a Klan card out, and they said, "Oh shit, damn, we got to do what he said."
Yeah, that's true. But Trump also said he graduated from college at the top of his class. Now we know his father paid for that.
They said that fool was a C student. They said he was a C student at the Wharton Business School. Now that gets you in charge of running the tax business. You know what I'm saying? This fool talking about you billionaire.
He graduated with honors at the top of his class. And then some people went to digging and they found out that was true. He also said his wife had all these degrees and could speak all these different languages. And people went to digging and said that wasn't true.
They were virtue degrees. He had them in his mind. You know what I mean? Yeah. This guy.
Well, his father paid for that. His father paid to get him through.
Hey, the same virtual like those golf championships at his club. Well, that shit had me laughing like a motherfucker. Now listen to this, Tyrone. I think I told you this. Hey, this is how Donald Trump wins a golf championship. He goes out and plays a round of golf, and at the end says, "Nobody could have beat that score. I'm the champion." And they put his name up on the fucking thing, bro. Now you don't
there's a
get no,
pattern.
you don't
He's
get
had a
no,
pattern, man.
bro. You don't get no more 5-year-old than that. I'm sorry, bro. You don't get no more.
Got a pattern.
And well, it's crazy. If I was in that position, I would lie and say, I graduated college, but I ain't going around here telling nobody I graduated top of my class. I'm not going around here telling nobody I graduated summa cum laude and all kind of stuff. But if I was in a position, maybe I would lie about it too. I don't know. I would lie about it too. That's what you're supposed to do. Up your resume. Lie about it.
Hey, one of my favorite history notes of Donald Trump is his constant fight with Forbes about being on their 500 list.
Yeah.
This fool's supposed to be a billionaire, and he got to argue with Forbes to get on their 500.
That's funny.
The whole thing, and we sit up here ragging on this dude, and he's supposed to be so religious. And what was that he was saying? I forget. I'm not a Bible person. About what was about the Corinthians? What was he calling it?
2 Corinthians.
Yeah.
one Corinthians. That dude a grifter, boy. He a grifter. He a grifter, bro.
Yeah, he a grifter because nobody else in the religious realm would have got up there and sold a Bible inserting fucking pages of the Constitution and the Bill of Rights in it. Nobody would have.
Same time, yeah.
Yeah.
And a chapter with him in it. He got a chapter in there.
Yeah, that's like sacrilege. You're not supposed to do that to the Bible.
That is sacrilege.
Yeah.
Because there was some
but it's a game, man.
Minister. There was some evangelical minister. He's some big dude over some church. And at least he's trying to be true. He was saying that's that y'all going along with that. He told his congregation up. He was like, y'all going along with that? I saw it on the Young Turks. And that's sacrilege. That man combining the Bible with the Constitution, and you all are going along with that.
Yeah.
It's not right to do. I said, well, at least he's being true. He's being true.
He's being true to the game.
Yeah, that's why you've never seen a flag on a Bible up to that date. Day right there.
We all know what the Bible is. I mean, we all know what the Bible is. Clearly, MAGA don't know what the fucking Bible is.
Shit, they might scrap the old Bible and start using his Bible. You never know.
Well, they already switched out. You know, and it pisses me off. As they was mad with Colin Kaepernick for kneeling, they already switched out at his rallies the national anthem for the fucking J6 choir singing the national anthem. And they was pissed about Kaepernick kneeling, but then they done switched up the whole shit, and they just disgracing America by replacing the national anthem.
They replaced it with what?
The J6 people that's in jail, they sung the national anthem, and that's what Donald Trump plays at his rallies instead of the real national anthem.
But you see the inconsistency there too?
The people that got locked up for January the 6th.
Okay.
They did a song. They did a song in prison.
Yeah, they did a national anthem.
I'm gonna tell you something, Tyrone. Donald Trump didn't have no choice. He had to find something else to play at his rallies because everybody keeps sending him cease and desist.
Well, you cannot get cease and desist from the national goddamn anthem. Nah, he can play that all day long.
Oh yeah, you can cease and desist if it's your version of it. Don't play
I'm saying
voice.
you cannot get cease and desist from the national anthem. Period. Can you?
No.
Listen.
No, I get that.
Who it is, whose voice it is. If it's
but
a
I'm saying
using a voice,
he was using everybody's music. So
no, I get that. I ain't talking about that music. I'm talking about when. Listen. I'm talking about when the events start. When the events start, like at a basketball game or a baseball game, everybody play the national damn anthem. I'm talking
He
about
should
that
play
part.
the
I'm talking
regular.
about that part. I ain't talking about
Yeah.
the Beyonce song when you walk in. I'm talking
No,
about the
no.
national anthem.
No,
Yeah.
right. And if the person that's singing that national anthem, right, is the one on there, and they want to tell them don't play my shit in there, they can do that.
No, they
Use
can't.
somebody else's national anthem. Yeah, it's their voice.
No.
That's their liking. Yes, they can. They can tell you can't use my voice. You could now that doesn't mean he can't use somebody else's national anthem, but he can't just use anybody's voice.
Listen, when somebody
can't do that.
volunteer,
That's
wait a
public.
minute, y'all got this wrong now. When somebody
No,
volunteer to
not
sing,
volunteering.
you cannot copyright the national anthem. When somebody, Beyonce,
No, it's
No,
not
what
copy.
he's
listen to
y'all
what I'm
saying two
I'm not
saying.
different
saying
things.
that.
Listen to what I'm
I'm not
saying.
saying that.
When somebody listen, when somebody volunteer to sing the national anthem for whatever reason that they're singing it for, you can't copyright that shit and this sell it and
No, you can't copyright it because that the national anthem is something that's already copyrighted, if you want to
Yeah.
say. But I'm saying if it's a person's voice on there, if I'm an artist, right, and they're using my version of it, I could tell them I don't want you to play my shit on there. Don't play my version of the anthem, and they'll have to use somebody else's with their voice. They can do that. They can do that for sure.
I don't know, Jay.
Yeah,
Especially
they can do that
if they
because it's
sung it
still
at a
the
public
liking of the
event.
person.
If they sung it at a
Right,
public
but-
event. Go ahead.
Okay, let me read this. Are national anthems copyrighted? Most national anthems are in the public domain due to the age of the song lyrics or by legislation making national anthems copyright free. However, individual composers can still arrange a national anthem and record it, and the recording of the arrangement is under copyright protection. But that's what Jay's talking about.
No, Jay was saying the voice.
Their arrangement and their voice. That's
No,
copyright.
listen.
Right.
When you talking about arrangement, you're not talking about a voice. You're talking about when Beyonce be doing the changing the voice and the inclines and declines and all that kind of stuff and how she do. But if you sang the national anthem the way that Francis Scott Keys sang the same, then that's not a different arrangement. That's the same arrangement.
Their voice is under copyright too, Tyrone.
Right. Because it's an individual's voice. That's what I'm saying. They could take a computer, an AI version, and nobody could say nothing.
Well,
But
I
the
tell you what,
individual, if they
this is how he can get around that. We got the military, and they play their instruments for the national anthem without the words to it, so he could use that. So shit.
Yeah, well, that's what he would have to do, right?
Good Lord.
But people are pulling his shit. Don't play.
But I
God
guarantee
Bless
you,
America. Don't play my
Tyrone,
version.
I guarantee you, there's somebody gonna be out there listening to the version he's playing, going find out who played it, tell them that he's using it, and if they don't want him to use it, they can send him a cease and desist letter.
Well, the Navy can't tell him to stop playing it.
Yeah. The Army can, Navy, whoever they steal it from. You know what's so crazy?
Come on now.
Listen,
that's a little much. I'm already side eyeing these artists who say that they're gonna take claim on the national anthem. But if the military playing it,
the thing is they're not copywriting the song; they're just copywriting their version of it.
The military,
like military does it too. You know, the Navy, they got the Army, Navy, Marines, they all got their own band. And they go around the country and perform.
This is a presidential candidate, so he should be authorized to play the military version of the national anthem.
Hey, I'm just speaking on what I know, Tyrone. You piss a motherfucker off, they can snatch their shit.
Y'all trying to cut Trump out of every damn thing.
Well, I'm just telling you what artists have been doing. There was one artist he was using, and they sent him a cease and desist letter.
Well, no, there's a whole lot of people. No, there's a whole lot of people told Donald Trump to stop.
You know what? Let me tell you something. You know why he does that? I'm gonna give you another thing. The reason why he's playing those artists recorded is because he doesn't want to pay an artist to come up there. All the artists don't want to come and sing the shit. So he's using whatever. He could have somebody come and sing if he wants. But the thing is, he ain't paying none of them artists, or those artists ain't coming to help him. It's only that one white guy that says, and I'm proud to be an American. That guy's the only one that approve his shit. The hillbilly guy.
That's a good point.
Oh, and let me hear some more on the national anthem. Here's some more information, because I never knew any of this. Okay, so it's a whole article, but they ended it up with saying, when the national anthem is sung for a broadcast or recorded during a televised national football, national baseball, whatever game, that whatever league owns that mechanical performance for that. They own the public. If somebody come on there,
that makes sense.
Come on and sing. So the NFL, and if they have her sing that, they own that performance. They don't own the publishing. They don't own the publishing rights to the song. They own her performance. So it's the same like they were saying with an artist. They record the national anthem. They own, like they said, the mechanical and the mechanical, which means arrangement or even their voice, whatever.
Yeah, it's their venue.
Right. But even for private, not even if for a private person, if Ray Charles, well, he didn't pick somebody else. If the blues singer,
yeah,
he records national anthem. He owns the publishing and the copyright of his performance, not the song. So they very well can say, don't play my particular
version.
Well, yeah, that makes sense since y'all said that. But what Donald Trump can do is he can get one of them patriot-loving MAGA, red, white, and blue. He can get one of them people to get up there and sing the actual song instead of having criminals who convicted of crimes singing the song from James that's sitting behind prison bars in a choir singing the national anthem. Because that kind of confused me when they was railing against Colin Kaepernick kneeling in a peaceful protest, and then they just changed the whole. They don't even sing the real national anthem at the damn thing. They got criminals singing it at his rallies and shit.
Is it a different song, or did they change it up?
It sounds about like, I don't know. It sounds kind of morbid. It sounds weird.
Yeah, it sounds crazy. Because it's from jail. They recorded it. They not singers. He just got them. Donald Trump put them up to it. Some way, somehow, he was able to get it. And I'm going to tell you another thing. That's another thing. He's probably not paying them. Probably said, oh, do it for me, whatever.
Well, they're in jail.
The right to it. Yeah. No, but, I mean, he duped them probably from jail, too, because that doesn't mean that they're not eligible to get some money out of it. So he probably jerked them out of that. I mean, we don't even know the whole thing behind that. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, think about it.
Listen, that version of the fucking is copywritten under the DJT campaign. You motherfucker.
Wow.
Well, no, let's go ahead since we putting it out here. And Elisa was talking about venues owning things.
Who owns that record?
Yeah, so wouldn't where those prisoners be locked up? Wouldn't that be the venue that owns that song?
Well, you know what, they would have a legitimate claim to the copyright. They could actually sue for claim to the copyright because
for recording it in that facility.
Well, because they had it was their facility where it was made.
Right. They didn't get permission. If they didn't get permission, they got permission. They said, okay, well, we'll give you permission, but we own part of it because you recorded it in our facility.
They could even give permission and then later on someone decides to publish it and they say, well, ho. Some of that publishing belongs to me, motherfucker.
Yeah, we own that shit.
Yeah.
So the jailhouse could stake claim on their song? You think so?
Could. The warden. The
That's
warden
weird.
could
But my
lay
my
claim
point
on
with
them
all
babies.
this whole conversation is instead of Donald Trump using somebody to sing the regular national anthem, he's using those prisoners to sing this corrupted version of the national anthem when they raise so much hell
Right.
against
He
Colin
doesn't
Kaepernick.
have to pay. He doesn't
He
have to
trying
pay
to,
because every
yeah,
time he
yeah, he
pays,
trying,
you have to pay every time you
yeah,
do those broadcasts. Because remember,
yeah.
those when he does those campaigns, they on C-SPAN, they on national television, like what Elisa said, right? So you have to have somebody sing it, or you're gonna play the recording, and that's some way somehow that you paying for it or not. So if he owns it, he's probably getting paid for it. You know what I'm
Well,
saying?
he
So
don't
I mean,
own it. But I'm saying, like, what about
you
all
don't
this
know
hell?
about you don't
What
know
about
that.
all this hell they was raising about Colin Kaepernick disgracing America, and now they got prisoners replacing the national anthem at Trump campaign rally. Ain't that a disgrace to America?
No,
Well,
the black folk,
like I
the
told,
black folk.
like I told Mr. Lisa, Tyrone. See, you're talking like a man with common sense about
Yes.
people who have no common sense. You understand how that sounds, man? It nothing you can explain. The nonsensical. There's nothing you can explain with that.
Well, having said that, guys, I'm getting ready to open these lines. I enjoyed the conversation tonight. And guys, if y'all on YouTube, y'all can call in at
It was a good show tonight.
717-908-1834.
Yeah, good
It
show.
was. It
Yep.
was fun.
Q&A session is over. All participants are unmuted.
All right, and YouTube,
I'm
y'all
gonna
can call
go.
in.
That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I appreciate it,
laughs.
Mama's
I
boy,
enjoyed that.
Lisa and Jay. I try to do the
All
same.
right,
Well, I ain't
thank
gonna
you
be
for
here.
doing the show.
I ain't gonna be here 1 week. So if I'm not here, then y'all know I ain't. Which week is it? It's next week. I'm not gonna be here next week.
Oh, Tyrone, I want to. I've been watching your videos. Well, you put it out there, so I guess that bothered me to hear that you were experiencing all of that, and I'm glad that you're coming out of it. That's a good thing. You're coming out of it. You're beating it. So.
Well, it's a struggle. I'm telling you, every day is a struggle, and it's nothing easy. And I'm still suffering. I'm still in pain. But I don't. You know, I don't put.
Out of it.
Huh?
You're coming out of it. And I was telling my mom, and she said, "You tell Tyrone that I said I'm sending him some positive energy, and that you're gonna come out of it." But that really bothered me. That because you never know what someone is going through.
Yeah.
And that really bothered me. And I'm glad to hear that you have made all these strides, and you're gonna come out of it. You're beating it. So that's a good thing. That's a very good thing.
Well, yeah, I thank you for that. But you know, it's a long haul. That's why I'm getting off this phone right now, because I do not feel too good.
Well, get off and go get you some rest. And I'm gonna say good night to everybody. You said you're not gonna be here next week?
No, I'm gonna be out of town, so I'll see you the week after next.
Well, then we'll see you the following week. And everybody take care. Y'all have a good week.
Be safe, Tyrone.
All right, y'all take it easy.
Enjoy. Get better, feel better, bro.
All right.
Hey Tyrone, what was the resolution, man, with the car wash, bro?
Oh, I got to put up a third video, but since you want to know ahead of time, I got my money back, man. Yeah, the guy he gave me the cash the first day. He gave me like $36 in cash the first day I went around there complaining, and then called the corporate, and then they refunded me the $50. So
you were being a Karen, but he handled you well. He kind of calmed you down.
I was being a Karen, a Karen with a drone, huh?
Hey, Tyrone, I don't call that a Karen. I call that caring about your money.
Yeah, it won't. It ain't no big thing, man. Sometimes it ain't. You go through that stuff every day in life. I hope y'all do too. I hope y'all don't let nobody get over on you. You know, and they know they was wrong.
Hey, I am known for calling in on a company. Okay.
Yeah.